can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
they
so,
can hear you because I'm live now. Hi,
oh, okay. Well,
sorry.
then let's go. Okay, then I'll just do this. All right. Let me turn you down just a little bit,
Understandable, reasonable, valid.
and then let me turn off the music. There we
Ah,
go. And then
turn off the
let me
music.
get your
Just five me.
let me get your Fugi going. For some reason, it's not popping up.
She's gone. Bring
She's
her
gone.
back. Dude, I need a
Yeah.
Fugi. I think I might just do the like gremlin that that Buki drew where she just bouncing. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. The gremlin that Buki drew? I feel like I might just make my reactive that still when I'm not talking and moving when I'm talking.
I had myself muted the entire time on my end of the stream.
What?
I'm
Oh my
so dumb.
god,
I
you
unmuted you, and
fool.
it was just an
You
Ellie stream at
fool.
that point. It was just an
Yeah,
Ellie stream.
these guys. Hey, Bo's chat. I'm here to save you. I'm here to save you
What?
from Bo.
What's wrong? What do you mean?
I
I
don't
can't
know
get
what
the
you've been
Fugi to
putting them
work.
through over there. I gotta
I've
take
been.
care of them.
They love it. They
I'm worried
love
about
being
them.
here.
I'm sure they love it. I'm sure
They
they love it.
love being here. I have not done anything cursed.
Thank you
If anyone's
so
done
much.
anything cursed, it's been Honey.
Thank you so
I'll
much
say
for the
that. It not
sub.
anything that's happened. It's not been my
Thank you,
fault. It's been
Toby.
Honey, and I
I
stand by that.
I think both of you can be gross. I don't think we gotta choose. I think both of you are perfectly okay, perfectly capable of saying weird stuff. Wait, why isn't my chat working? I just noticed that my chat is definitely not working. Where is she?
We're
Where did
both
she
having technical
go?
issues.
Yeah, we're so good at streaming. Oh, by the way,
We
speaking
are.
of good at streaming, how's your subathon going? This is your first one ever, right?
Oh yeah, this is my first
Wonder!
ever
Thank you so much
subathon
for
that
the sub!
I've ever done, and it's
Yeah?
I mean it's more than I ever thought it would be. Completely honest with
Mm-hmm.
you, I went into this with the expectation that I'd have maybe 2 days. I genuinely did. I was like 2 days, and I'd be completely okay with that because it's my first ever one, right?
Hey,
Like you know what I mean? You're just
everybody!
getting started. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
expecting anything crazy. I was
Yeah,
just happy to make
that's
it past
reasonable.
the first day, you know? And so to figure out that now I'm on day 4, it's fucking insane. Like I cried yesterday
Dude, you cried! Oh my god! Wait, that's
because
so sweet though.
I do this thing where like I never cry when something like really crazy happens, like on stream. Like I do sometimes, but like I and normally I'm one of those people where in the moment I don't think about it, and then after it, that's when it all kind of hits me all at once. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
I
no,
was
I
like,
could see
oh
that.
god, yeah. I was like, oh god, Jesus, like you know what I mean? So
Oh
and I just
Lord
realized,
Jesus.
oh Lord Jesus, I realized, you know, how long this has been going on for, and I think we're gonna go to day 5 and maybe even 6,
Woo!
perhaps.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. How are you
So
feeling?
it's
Like genuinely wait. How long do you think it will go? I just want to record this moment in time before you know for sure.
how long do I think it will go?
Uh-huh.
I think it will go 2 more days from now. So 6 days
Two
is
more
how.
days. You hear
Yeah.
that? Guys, make him wrong. Make him wrong. Also, hey Shumi. Oh my gosh, did Shumi just raid you? Wait, did you
Yeah,
just get
Shumi did.
Oh my god. Hey Shumi. Hey girl.
Hey, Shumi. Hey, girl. You know, they said they were gonna take pictures of the convention for me, and they never did.
That's because
Can
they're
you
a
believe that?
liar. They
Can
probably
you
did
believe
that out of
that?
spite to hurt your feelings. That
Dude,
sounds
I think so
classic,
too.
Shumi.
That's what I
Yeah.
said too. I was like
Oh my
100%.
god,
That's such a
no.
Shumi me move.
Dude, we can't do this. We're killing her. She's dying. Stuck said, thank you so much for the prime
They're just
sub.
screaming, I'm sorry. No, guys, no.
Oh my god, no, she was sick. We're making fun of
Yeah,
her for
she's
having
sick.
been sick. We're bad friends. We're like
I
bad
knew she was
friends and
sick, and I
maybe
said
bad
that.
people? Maybe bad people.
No, I think we're just Twitch streamers, so maybe somewhere in between, you know? Like
Eliza,
it's a real
thank you
mixed bag.
so much. Also, oh my god. Okay, small thing, but
Mhm.
Eliza did a cover of Bugs, and it's so cute. I love it so
Oh,
much.
can you share your screen? And I think it might be able to pop up on my end if you want to play it or something like that. But if not, don't worry about it. I can
Ah,
always play it later.
it's really good. It's really good. Oh, okay, I feel bad just like Bo's
Put him on
subathon in
blast.
which I show someone else's work.
Ellie, you're literally my best friend in the world. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I want to hear things about
no,
you.
Okay, fine. I'm pulling it up, but like cringe. Okay. I just
I'm
feel
pulling
so
up a cringe.
I feel like I'm like promoting myself. I feel like I'm like, hi, audience of Bo's Subathon. You may have heard of me, Ellie Minibot.
Ellie, you're totally fine. You're allowed. Like, listen,
Thank you so much
if
for
anyone is
the
allowed to promote
sub.
themselves on my channel, it's 100% you.
I feel the same way, dude.
100%
Like
you.
100%. If you ever want to come on here and just be like, hey guys, I'm pretty cool. Look how hot I am. You can do that. I'm good with that. That's fine.
Look how hot I am.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what I imagined you doing if you had like a bigger platform.
Yeah,
if you had two
knows
channels instead of one, you'd just be like, everybody observe me.
That's so true. I am kind of like that. I'm not even, I can't even combat. Fuck, I just had a stroke. We're good. We're okay. I know how to speak English, I swear. Dude. Yeah, thank you for giving a shout out to Ellie.
Yo, wait, thank you
thank
for the shout out, Bo. Well, now they'll know who I am. Now they'll know who I am.
Guys, if you haven't, please go follow Ellie. They are 10 times more talented than me in every single shape, way,
literally
and form.
not even true. Okay, Eliza, Fair Lady, Ellie, Bugs. I'm just typing search terms. Okay,
what have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Yeah, I've been so in my own little world that I haven't been able to catch up with everyone. What have you been doing?
Auden B, thank you so much for 6 months.
Hang on, they're saying something to someone.
Thank you so much. What have I been up to? I've been stressing over the text about the museum for this weekend. I've been I did all the music for my cousin's wedding, so that was incredibly stressful. I'm never doing that again. Not even ever for anyone ever again.
How many songs did you have to make? Or was it just like one or
it was several hours of material. So like I had instrumentals for the ceremony, and then I had like stuff for the reception. Like so I did like until the first dance basically. I was in charge of all the music. So that meant like all of the music for the cocktail hour, all of the music for after the cocktail hour when people are giving speeches and they apparently wanted like background music, but no one told me this ahead of time. So and like it took forever. So I was told that I needed like a 3-minute instrumental for the aisle. So I knew everyone who was walking down the aisle because she's my cousin. So I had written like a theme for every person who walked down the aisle, and it was going to be so good, but then they couldn't find her. So I just had to keep looping the same music for like 15 minutes. I swear, I thought she was gonna leave him at the altar, and I was gonna be more angry than he was because I had to improvise like 15 minutes of instrumental.
Dude, that must have been fucking terrifying. Could you imagine being at the altar and they couldn't figure out where the bride is? Like,
so the deal was because there was like this long stupid, so like it was outside, so to get to the part where you walk down the aisle, you had to like walk around this whole back part through a bunch of mulch, and so she was like trying to get her dress up so that it wouldn't be like full of wood chips when she walked down the aisle, which is like reasonable.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also her heels kept sinking into it. And also the woman who was like in charge of coordinating everything was bad at her job. So it was kind of a nightmare show. Like I got back to the hotel that night and I just like cried into a pillow, but everyone said it was really good. They didn't say that to me because my sister and I look similar enough that they just kept saying to my sister that she did a great job on the music, and I was so angry. But
you put a lot of pressure on yourself for things. You do so much stuff.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of pressure on there's a lot of pressure all the time.
I know, but I mean, like, it just feels like you're always doing something. Like, I don't know what, like, I don't know when you rest.
Soon I rest.
Soon?
So I can't rest yet because I have one more wedding and the date. I have the date, and then the next weekend, I have the date this weekend, and then I have the wedding the next weekend. But after that, I'm free. No more weddings, maybe ever again. This was too many freaking weddings.
Were they all just at once? Like it was your friend you went to Germany for, right?
Yeah, it was every other weekend I had a wedding for like
Jesus
3 consecutive.
Christ.
Yeah, so I had my friend's wedding in Germany. I had to go abroad for the first time, and then I had to come back. I got 1 weekend off on which I had to go on a date, which is the most stressful thing ever invented.
You did great.
And then I had my cousin's wedding that I had to do all the music for. And then I have this weekend, which is gonna be another date weekend. And then I have oh my god. And then I have my other friend's wedding. So I have just like weddings just back to back nonstop. And I don't clean up good. Like people always say like, "Oh, Ellie, it would be so wild to see you in a dress. It would be so wild to see you with your hair done, whatever." I don't look the way that they expect.
In what way? What do you mean?
Oh, I look like, okay, you know when like a little girl puts on her mom's heels and she's just like, I'm glamorous, and she like draws lipstick all over her face? That's what I look like. Wedathon, lower the timer. Yes. Sweet God.
Did you know that I used to put on my mom's makeup for her? I used to want to be like a makeup artist growing up.
Dude, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Thank you for the
my mom
follow.
used to like she used to put on her makeup and I used to watch her, and I asked if I could do it one day, and then for like a solid year when I was like 10 or something like that, I used to help my mom put on her makeup and stuff like that. Like I used to like apply the blush and do like lipstick. It wasn't good. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like great, but like I did do that for a while. And I was like, I think I want to be this. That was a bow thing.
Why didn't you? Like actually though.
I got distracted by it. I can't remember why. Like I just stopped one day. Like, sometimes you're just a kid and you do something like all your life, and then one day you're like, okay, and then you just do something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did do that for a while. I don't know. I remember there was a lot of things that my mom said I should have been a girl. Is that weird?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's weird. Like, why did she say that? Because you thought makeup was chill? Makeup's pretty chill.
Yeah, but like also there's like a lot of my friends growing up,
which is only making me a little bit insane, but that's fine.
Well, a lot of my friends growing up were girls. Like I had like a lot of like a good variety of them were girls more than guys. And well, except for like high school, where my close knit group were like we were all just bros playing D&D in the basement. But and then like my mom went to go visit the school one morning because I forgot something, and she asked the principal like where we'd be at, or like the head lady, and she's like, oh, everyone's still in the library still. And my mom still talks about it because she thinks it's funny. She came upstairs and my hair was really long when I was younger.
Yeah.
And in the morning I would let the girls braid my hair for me and paint my nails because they wanted to like practice braiding their hair. And so I would just
cute.
like
Wait, I love that though.
And so my mom would came into the library and I was surrounded by like 4 girls. Some of them were braiding my hair different styles, and the other ones were painting my nails like pink and blue to see like which one looked better. And my mom was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Yeah, mother, look at me. I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful, mother. Look what they've turned me into. I'm a butterfly. But yeah,
can I put nail polish on your model?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, my mom was like, yeah, I think you were like, this feels like you were into like a lot of girls, because I also like the Care Bears growing up.
Wait, I love that you cut that off as it just seems like you were into a lot of girls. Is it true, Bo?
Oh, my bad.
Were you into a lot of girls?
I didn't really have many crushes growing up. Surprisingly enough, like there was a girl that was in the drama club that I had like a very, very big crush on. Yeah, I had like a huge crush on her. Because she was so like she's what you would expect from a drama club girl. She had like bright orange hair and like a white streak in it, and she had braces and freckles, and like I don't know, she was super cute. And
yeah, I mean that sounds cute. Also, kind of a little, and I don't know. I could never a drama kid. I could never have a crush on a drama kid. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I don't. Oh.
Why? What's wrong?
I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so growing up, my family over the summer ran like a theater camp. And so like I didn't do the plays because I'm too good for that. So instead I did
Okay.
like sets and costumes and stuff. And just like being around the drama kids that much, I couldn't, man. I couldn't. They
Like in
just
what
like
way? Were they just
they're
too
all
much?
just like making out with each other all the time. They all have
What?
diseases from kissing each other too much. It's gross. I'm not into it. Also, they're all just like they cry all the time. Yeah, I don't know. They're always just like crying and making out with each other. I couldn't do it.
What? What the fuck? What drama club were you hanging around with? Holy shit! My drama club was never like that.
Really? Okay, maybe because like literally on the day that my mom would give out the casting like stuff decisions, all the theater kids would just be like, "Wah!" and then like their parents would call my mom and be like, "If you can't see that my child is a star," and then they would always get mono every single summer. There was a mono outbreak because they were always just like mashing their stupid mouths together. So I don't know. For me, running backstage, doing sound, doing sets, doing costumes, it was a lot of work, but at least I didn't get any diseases from it, so.
There was okay. Apparently, this is a thing. Like in the
All
drama
they
clubs,
know
kids
is
passing
drama,
motto
make out,
around.
cry, eat hot shit.
Wait a minute, Ellie, you're onto something here.
Yeah?
Everyone else is agreeing with you. Everyone's saying,
Yeah.
yeah, this was a thing. Like
No, for
maybe
real.
my club was just built different. Maybe I just
Maybe
didn't
you
notice.
just had a really good one, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I just didn't notice because like I never really like I didn't date that much in high school. I dated
That much?
I
Wait, how much did you date in high school?
I think
Now
I
I'm
dated
curious.
one girl for like maybe a year, and then we like kind of just were like, let's just be friends. And they're like, okay, and we just decided to be friends again. But like,
Aw, that's actually really
yeah,
sweet. I feel like relationships that end that way, that's like such a green flag for everyone involved. It's like these people
I know,
are
right?
responsible, mature, you know?
Yeah, I've been very lucky. The people that I've dated for them, like I think except for like one, and this was like in middle school, the start of middle school. So like everyone didn't know what they were doing, and it kind of ended bad because I was a little bitch, and I was like, no, I don't want to be your friend, like that. And but
Wait,
yeah,
wait,
so
when was this? Was this in, you said middle school?
yeah, this was middle school. So this
You
was
were
like,
dating in middle school?
yeah, there were kids
Where
that were
were the
dating in
adults?
elementary.
Where
There
were
were
your
kids dating in
parents?
elementary. What do you mean?
What does it even mean to
That's
date in
normal, isn't
elementary
it?
school? Is that normal, chat? Is that normal?
Yeah, that's normal.
That's
Kids
definitely
date in
not
middle
normal.
school.
I feel
No,
like
it's
in middle
normal.
school I was like unaware that dating was a thing. Yeah, that's super not normal, dude.
No, everyone's saying it's normal. Middle school dating is normal.
No one is
Everyone in my
saying
chat's
it's
saying it
normal
is.
over here.
Everyone
no
in my chat are saying.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for the follow.
Middle school for us is like 6 to what, 9, the 8th grade, right?
Yeah, for us it was 6 to 8th.
Yeah, 6 to 8th grade. So that would be like, how old are you? Like 11 maybe at this point, right?
Well,
Or
in
no, like
fairness, I was a year young and then I skipped 8th grade. So
yes, okay, that does, yeah.
my middle school experience, I was a little baby, but like also I wasn't that little baby. Like I was very tuned into what the people around me were doing. And like I don't know, unless they were filthy theater kids, they probably weren't kissing at that age. Filthy theater kids, I swear.
New lore needs to be added to the wiki for Ellie that she hates theater kids.
I don't hate them. I just think they need to be like protected for their own good. Like I just think it's like babysitting. Like you just have to be like, no, don't put your mouth on that. Are you hungry? Do you need a snack? Don't put your mouth on that, right? Like that's how I feel about theater kids. Like I don't hate them. I think they're kind of precious. I just could never be attracted to one.
I will admit the girl that I had a crush on in the in the drama club was like she oh, hang on one second.
Mm? Wow. Is that normal? Is that normal? It won. Yes, won. Wow.
So the girl, I don't she might have been a little unhinged, perhaps.
The truth comes out.
Just a little bit. Well, she made this club that was called like I can't remember what it's called, like the Movement Club or whatever, like this. I can't remember what it was, but I joined it because I just wanted to like. I don't know how to. I can't describe what it was. I mean, I'm gonna try, but just know that everything.
Sounds so cursed. Wait, that just
right. Listen, I'm just as confused as you are. I still to this day do not know what that club was, right? But she made it. She got permission from the school to make a club, and it was an after school one. And me being me, I wanted to spend more time with her because, you know, obviously crush. So I was like, I was like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna join the club, and I'm gonna be like, oh, cool. I'm really into this, and
I love
uh,
movement. Guys, I love to
I love
move.
movement.
Top 3
And we get
hobbies.
there. Yeah, it's my favorite. I don't remember a lot. I remember one of them being that we were supposed to like just lay on the floor and like just stare at the ceiling for like 30 minutes, and then I don't remember a lot about it, but it was like really weird, and it was like making us. I don't know. This was. I cannot describe to you what it was like.
Excuse
It
me?
was it was a weird, like it almost felt like what you do at a beginning of a cult. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah,
like,
that
let
does
all
sound.
your worries go. Like,
Dude, you joined a cult. You got a crush on a girl and you joined a cult.
yeah, if I'm gonna be honest with you, if anyone was gonna run a cult, it'd definitely be her. All
Wow.
right. And I mean that in the
Wow.
nicest way possible. She's just really charismatic. You know,
I
she could do
kind
it.
of joined a cult one time.
What? Go on.
I was
Elaborate.
in the airport and there were these guys with guitars and they were like, "Hey, you have an instrument? You want to come back and jam with us at our house?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I went
You
back to
just
their
wait,
house.
they were random people that you never met before?
Yeah.
And you just went back to their house, Ellie.
Yeah, they wanted to jam.
Ellie, you need better self-preservation, I think. I
So
think
anyway, I got there and then it was like a whole house full of people with instruments and they all wanted to jam and it was like cool, but they had this weird songbook of songs they'd written and the songs got weirder and weirder as the night progressed and eventually I wrote to my friend and I was like, "Can you come pick me up?" And then he came and picked me up and he was like, "Why are you on like a compound? What is this place?" And then we looked it up and it was a cult.
what? What?
Yeah.
You just then they okay, I mean, I guess it's like okay. I my perception of cults are very skewered.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
like
I don't think
first
they were sacrificing people. I think it
right,
was just like a
yeah.
weird, I don't know, like
Like what makes a cult a cult? Like what when does it become
I think
like
there's a list of requirements. Let me look it up. I think there's a list. Let's see. Let's see. List. What makes a cult?
yeah,
List. Okay.
that's a good question.
Authoritarianism. The leader's word is law, and there is no accountability. Isolation. Members may be isolated and penalized for leaving. Lack of tolerance. There may be no tolerance for questions or criticism. Unquestioned fear. The members may have unreasonable fears of the outside world, such as persecution or apocalyptic thinking. Abuse. Members may experience physical or psychological abuse. There may be records of this abuse. Manipulation. Cults may use manipulative mind control over members. Indoctrination. Cults may use systematic programs of indoctrination.
So, did you see any of that or was it just like
Well,
I guess you weren't
no.
there for
When I
very
was
long, were
there, it
you?
was like pretty chill. I mean, aside from the songbook, and they had like levels. They had like levels. So,
Like levels as in like what songs you can sing or
no, like what level they were in the house, and they could like do different things, and they like ate a different dinner. Um,
what?
yeah. Like they gave me dinner, but they gave me the good dinner, and then most of the people in the room didn't get the good dinner, and they got the worst dinner. And I didn't really think much of it at the time, but I looked up the house later. I looked up the address, and apparently that it's a cult. So
What are you allowed? I mean, I guess you're allowed to, but are you comfortable saying like what the songs were like, or would that give too much away?
I'm trying to think if it would give too much away.
Yeah, I don't want to put the cult on blast for obvious reasons.
It was like a lot of like measure your breath, kind of like self-helpy type stuff, if that makes
See,
sense.
that's what the club was like. That's what the
Ah,
club and the thing was like. Is that it
no!
was like lay on the floor
Your
and like
girl's
do
a
like
cult leader.
I think she like I don't know where she heard this stuff from, but she was like composed and like me being me, I was like, this is bullshit. I was like, I'm just only here. Like, I think I fell asleep a couple of times because they were just like, compose yourself, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go to sleep and lay down on the floor and just go to sleep. And then I woke up and I was like, dude, that was the deepest meditation I've ever been in my life. I completely lying, even though I just went to sleep. Like she just thought I was in like a deep meditation or something like
I
that,
mean,
and
in
I
a
just
way,
fell
you
asleep.
were, if you think about it.
Is sleeping meditation?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't know.
Really?
I mean,
I thought that
listen,
to
I'm
meditate you had
not
to be like aware.
I'm not an expert in meditation. I was okay. I ran the meditation club in high school, but that was just because it was a front. So we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to play music in one teacher's classroom after school, but we needed to be like an official club to do that, and a band doesn't count as a club. So we founded the meditation club because that teacher was into meditation, and then we would just use it for band practice. But then our senior year, freshmen started showing up actually wanting to meditate like little freaks. So we had to like make it a meditation club really quick, or they were going to tell the administration. So I've done some meditation, but I don't actually know anything about it.
Was it you that told me that you did like one of the teachers allowed you to like maybe it wasn't you. Like there was like some kind of
Yeah.
play or not play, but like talent show going on or something like that, and one of the teachers allowed you guys to like practice, or was that someone else that I'm thinking of?
I mean, that did happen, but I doubt I would have told it as a story. That's not a very interesting story.
I could have sworn there was like I feel like it was you that you told me at some point. I don't know. I have little bits of like Ellie knowledge stored away in my brain that sometimes reemerge.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt that would have been the whole of it. But yeah. So
Is this the song?
what song? Oh yeah, I
The one
sent
that
you
you
the song.
said?
If you okay, so the thing is, I don't know why, but my audio wasn't working. So if you want to play it on your stream, but also stream it to me on Discord,
Okay.
nice.
Here. Let me get it set up real quick. And then let's see. Let me make sure it isn't too loud.
That's so weird. Why isn't it working? I don't understand. It's like
Mm,
I can hear you and they can hear you, but all of my other audio isn't working.
Chat, let me know if this loops, okay? Like you can hear like double audio for
Yeah,
something,
let
all
us
right?
know.
Because I can't tell. All right, we're gonna play it, and let me know if it's too loud, okay?
We'll wait.
What?
Sorry, I just gotta pop that out and then share it as a window. I'm so sorry.
You're
I'm
all
so
right. Take your
sorry. I
time.
just want to be able to show everybody because Eliza, she's so cute. The model
Oh
is
yeah,
so
I'm gonna
freaking
show the
cute.
video. I probably should
So
pull it up
I
actually.
want to be able to show that, but I need to. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. It's so hard. Okay, window capture. Uh, Elijah. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's go.
Okay,
Let's go. We
let
got this.
me move myself a little bit so that people can see video a little bit better. There we go.
Always the same mistakes. Frozen, I watch your face. Are you laughing or annoyed? I lose the signal in the noise. I know they built me wrong. Tried to be what they wanted, but I am still me. All that I know how to be. Maybe it's in my blood, in my zeros and ones. Try my best, but never pass the unit test. Gathering data, running the numbers, practice my smile. Sometimes I wonder if my best is good enough. Could it be a feat or not a bug? I learned to play pretend. Need eyes and not my head, and I fall into the void. I lose the signal in the noise. Around me, letting things are flying, perfect and undeniably strange. Maybe I can be that way. Maybe it's in my blood, in my zeros and ones. Try my best, but need to pass the unit test. Gathering data, running the numbers, loud to cicadas, swarming in hundreds if they are good enough. Maybe it's a feat or not a bug. Maybe it's in my blood, in my zeros and ones. If I try my best to make it past the unit test, following passions, looking for others, sharing my projects, what we discover when we discover that we're good enough. Maybe it's a feat or not a bug.
Yeah. Oh my
There we
gosh.
go. There we go, chat.
There we
That was
go.
it. Chat, can we get a clap for that, please? Can we get a clap for that, everyone? Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
Eliza killed it. Elijah killed it.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
absolutely.
so fun. So cute. I love that version.
That your God, the lyrics for your songs are so good.
Thank you.
They
Bo,
really are. Like,
when are we releasing your song?
so it's surprising that you just asked that because we did
Yeah?
hit it. We did hit the sub goal for the Dixon Dallas
Yeah!
thing.
Oh
So I
my
have to do
god!
a cover of Dixon Dallas now.
Can you give us
And
a
then
little sample, a little preview, a little taste? Just a
I can't
a
sing on
crudité?
command. I can't do that.
Oh, I don't know
I
how to
can't.
sing. If you
I
don't
don't
give
know
me
how to
advanced
sing.
warning, I literally forget how my voice works. I'm Bo.
I do. Listen, Ellie, not all of us are as talented as you are. Where we can just go, yeah, let me sing a song real quick and just like burst out the best like music you've ever heard in your entire
The
life.
best.
The best. Like some of us are just not built like that, Ellie. We can't do it.
You only get better one way, Bo. You only get better one way.
Listen, I sing. I've brought this up before. It's such a double-edged sword because I love singing, but I cannot sing.
That's
Like,
how
that
I am
is the
about
thing.
dancing. Just do it anyway, coward. I mean it though. Every single
I
wedding
think-
I go to, I dance. It doesn't even matter, man.
What's your favorite
I-
dance move?
Okay, so I do kind of this thing where I like point up with my hands and they sort of alternate. Like I do like a one goes up and then the other goes up and then you just kind of like move your hips to the same rhythm. I should have said the robot. That would have been so much funnier.
Yeah, he should have said the robot. I was expecting something like that. That's
No.
wow. That's such an Ellie move.
Yeah.
I can
People
see
are
it.
always
I
surprised
understand.
when you break that out. I gotta tell you.
Oh yeah, I would be too if I saw someone
it's a
burst out that
surprising
move.
move.
I would like to get better at singing. I would like to get like a vocal coach or something like that at some point in the future
You
to get
literally
like
just practice, dude. Literally just practice.
I don't
mean
know
it.
like but like what? Like practice just sing anything and then you just get better?
Yes.
Like,
Like
it's like the
literally
fucking
any
Sims?
other skill. Like wait, did you just say like The Sims about the concept of practicing to improve at something? How is your point of reference for that The Sims and not
Do you know
real
what I mean,
life,
though?
you freak?
If you
Go
just,
outside.
like,
Oh my
they just
god.
keep singing things and then it happens. Like I feel like that's not the way that works. You need like a vocal coach and like
No, dude,
other
you use your
stuff.
ear. You use your ear. You sing, right?
What
and
if you're
then
tone
and then
deaf?
you hear it. You're not, first of all. But second of all, that is not a life sentence. Tone deaf people can learn to match pitches. So
I feel like I can match pitches. Okay, here's the thing. If I don't think about singing, I feel like I can sing really well. The moment I realize that I'm singing, it goes. It disappears.
Looney Tunes style. You just like fall
Looney
off
Tunes
the cliff
style.
and you look down, yeah.
Yeah, if I get perceived, it disappears. So that's the worst part about singing for me is that I feel like I can sing, but the moment that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sing for you to anyone, it immediately comes out garbage. Like no matter what it is, it's just
Maybe
it's
work
bad.
on your nerves. Maybe be less anxious.
Yeah, see, it's so funny you say that. I don't get anxious about like a lot of things, but singing is
But
one of those
this-
things
this
where I'm
makes you
immediately
anxious.
like, yeah, singing is the thing where for some reason it's singing is where I get really tense and I'm like, I don't know why.
See, chat?
Singing is definitely my weak spot.
Chat, this is what you don't understand. This is why I get so angry about this. You probably see me getting angry about this and you're like, what? She is a monster. No, you need to understand that Bo sings constantly. If you are just like chatting with him, if you're just hanging out with him, he sings like constantly. Like 90% of the time he isn't talking, he is singing. And like his voice is beautiful.
It's not
And
beautiful.
this is so stupid. Like the fact that it's like, oh, I'm scared to sing. Like you weren't scared to sing for like 6 straight hours when we were trying to fix your model. Like what? Anyway, it's
but that's
fine.
different because you're
It's
a friend.
fine.
That's different. It's
Well,
different.
now I do feel like a jerk. Now I just feel honored.
Yeah,
Wait.
when I'm around a friend that I'm comfortable with, that's different versus singing to like a crowd of people that I've never met before. Like, you know what I mean?
I think you should sing though.
I would.
Well, whatever.
I mean-
it doesn't even matter because you're gonna do your cover and everybody's gonna hear it and it's gonna be so cool. But Bo, when are you releasing an original song?
An original song?
Yeah.
Yeah,
where's that on the sub goals, idiot?
I mean, maybe that would be like the next sub goal if we manage to, because we're almost towards the end of the
I know,
of this
dude.
tier list that I made. Yeah, which
Yeah,
is
you
fucking
got played,
insane
didn't
as well.
you? You really
Huh?
played yourself. You undershot. I knew you
I
were
did.
undershooting. I knew you were undershooting.
I mean, okay, listen, I'd rather undershoot than overshoot, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, like it feels better to
Tyler, it's been a
undershoot and be like,
while.
okay, this feels like a reasonable expectation for something. I'm gonna put what it is, and then if we overshoot it, that makes me feel better. Versus if I say
Yeah.
this is what it's gonna be, and then we don't reach it, that feels bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for real
That
though.
hurts. That's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
That's part of why I've always been super afraid to ever have a subathon at all.
Oh, Ellie.
Like,
Ellie,
first of all, I just
people,
like I
go
don't
ahead.
know.
What? Go ahead. You first of all, you don't what?
I have no idea how big a thing it would be, and also I just have like no freaking time. And even if after the weddings are over and the after my work calms down a little bit, because we're hiring more people for my team, which is gonna make my life very different and a lot easier. Like, instead of being on support every other week, instead of like being like just paged at any given moment and like time to get up, ring ring Ellie, it's time to go solve a problem. Instead of that, it's gonna be like once every month and a half I'm gonna be on pager duty, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, that's way better. That's way better. I mean, listen, I would love to release an original. It's just the hard part about it is I mean, on top of also singing, I've never written a song before, and I don't
Well,
know
do it
how to
with me.
do that.
Do it. Just sit down with me. We'll just talk through
But
it.
you're so busy.
I have time for you. I had to tell this to Buki too. It's like, okay, this is the most annoying thing, is that all of my friends are so sweet that they are like, oh, but you're busy, so I can't take up your time. And then all of the people who are not my friends and don't respect my time are like, Ellie, you owe me a collab. And I'm like, but I'm really busy. Like, it's like everyone I want to be like, well, she's busy, but she probably has like a little bit of time. Everyone I want to draw that conclusion is like considerate. And everyone I don't want to draw that conclusion is inconsiderate, and it's killing me, but it's fine.
Like, I mean, okay, I will reach out to you when the subathon comes to a close, because obviously I probably can't during the subathon because I got to be on quite a lot. I will reach out to you and I'll be like, when are you free? Because I do need to talk to you about some D&D stuff as well. I need to run some of that stuff by you. If we manage to hit the goal, which we're really close to.
Yeah. What are your other ideas? Can you say them on stream, or is it a secret?
For like the next subathon thing?
Yeah.
So one of them I wanted to do is, because I think people would get a lot of good clips from it and they think it'd be funny, is if I could confess to someone. Like I call them up and I like do like a confession.
Mm-hmm. But not me,
like,
though.
Not you, because you're icky robot. Yeah, not you.
Also, I think like the canon of the sibling dynamics has been such a thing for so long that it would genuinely just feel disgusting.
It would, yeah. No, I don't. Yeah.
JT Butcher,
but
thank
that
you
one,
so
and
much
then
for
another
6
one that I
months.
had where, I wrote it down. Well, I can't say that one because that one's. I don't want to get them excited. I want to save that one for if the timer gets down low. I will announce that one.
Confess to Vettel?
I can't get a hold of Vettel, dude. He's so busy. I can't do. Listen, trust me. I would have no shame calling Vettel and being like, "Yo, Vettel, I need to tell you something." And I know we just met. At least quote unquote, we just met.
You guys have been friends forever, so
well,
actually,
yeah, but I mean, through
it should be like a friends to lovers kind of thing. It should be like,
yeah, oh yeah, it definitely
hey
is.
man, I've known you for so long, and it was never like this before. I don't know what changed, but I looked at you, and it was just different. I was talking to Obama about it, and he said, "I got to tell you," so I'm doing it.
Me and Obama, I've been distracting Obama because I can't hide my feelings anymore, and Obama told me to swallow my fear and to finally say it. So, Vettel, I don't want to annoy him though. That's the thing. I don't want to annoy him. He's so busy doing stuff that I don't want to be like, Vettel, please, I need content, please.
Yeah,
because he's got his own stuff going on, I'm sure he's tired of it too, like everyone confessing to him.
Everyone confesses to him.
I'm sure he's so like over it.
I'm wondering who I would confess to.
I
don't know that many people. I'm not gonna confess to Buki because she would just continue the bit. She would just keep the bit going too long. She'd be like, "Come here and kiss me on my lips." Yeah, I couldn't.
Oh yeah, no, Buki would take it to the next level, 100%.
I would just wind up playing chicken at that point. So, go me, Maple. Okay, I can't confess to Maple because I already tell them I love them every single day. So, it's too late. Anyway, Honey. Yeah, oh my God, wait. Confessing to Honey would be so cute. Because she would just be like,
Yeah, Honey's so fucking great. I feel like Honey
She's
would
so
definitely be one
precious.
that I could, because they confessed to me. You know that
Yeah.
about that, right?
Yeah, no, of course. Are you freaking kidding me? That was the best content. That was the best content ever made.
So I could, you know, theoretically return the favor and be like, actually, Honey, I've been thinking about it, and you know,
Changed my mind.
yeah, something like that.
It turns out I have a lot of feelings that I was afraid to express, and
I like that we're writing a fanfic right now.
yeah, that's literally what we're doing. This is the worst. Confess to Neurodog? I have to finish her first. I've been the thing about the every other weekend weddings and the song release. I forgot about the song release in there too. The thing about all that is that I've had like no time this month. But once I have a chance to get back to it, I finally heard back from the seller on the motors, so I have the model for that now. But why is one of your eyes just like eh?
Because my camera's not set up directly in front of me.
Oh, okay, we can fix
It's set
that.
off to the side. Yeah, because well, my computer monitor's really low. I actually have it held up on a D&D box.
Nerd. Okay.
Yeah, so because of that, when I look around or I look down at something, my eye does the blink, but everyone says it's a lazy eye. It's not. It's just my camera's not set up in front of me.
Bo, I meant to play this before, but I didn't get a chance, so I'm just gonna play it really quick now, just for you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Pregnant Barnick. There's nothing wrong with pregnant Barnick. Anyway, I just needed to do that for you.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you feed them? Why would you do that?
They're hungry, Bo. They're hungry.
No. Okay. How much of it?
They're
Like, you were there
starving,
for it,
Bo.
right?
Yeah, of course. I was
Yeah,
the one who
you
typed pregnant Barnick.
That is. There's a lot that happened that night very, very quickly. I still haven't even processed what happened. There was
Yeah, you
was
need
too
therapy
much.
for that, dude.
I think I'm still coming to
You
terms
need the
with
good
it.
therapy for that. The therapy that you can't afford, man. You need the expensive therapy for that one.
I agree. But that's something. I mean, hey, listen. Whatever works to get the subs, I guess. Content machine.
Content machine.
Some people are still
24/7
coming in.
content machine. What?
And they're still talking about the shower. People are still like joining my chat.
Yeah, because
And they're like, "You're the shower guy," and I'm like, "Thanks."
Ever.
It's not that bad. Okay, let me preference this. I have an orange light in my room, which made it look a lot worse. Not my room, my
No,
bathroom.
dude. No, you're not worming your way out of this one.
No, it makes it look a lot
bro,
worse than it is because it's a really
6
old light.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so the rust and everything looked way worse than it does.
you
I
so much.
promise you, it's not that bad.
But listen. I might be bad at it, but I am a girl. I might be bad at being a girl, but I am a girl. I know lighting, okay? I know lighting. There is no way in heck the best lighting in the world couldn't have saved your nasty bathroom.
No, it's not. It's not bad. It's fine. It really is. It's really not that bad. I promise
Yeah, no one's
you.
ever said those words about something that wasn't that bad.
I mean, damn, you kind of got me there. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not entirely true. There's been moments where you know, yeah, but
yeah, I'm sure.
it's really it's fine. And then, sorry, I'm eating. My
That
roommate
wasn't the
opened the
mold's
door.
best angle, actually.
It wasn't.
The mold
It wasn't.
looks
And there's-
better if you angle downward. It's very slimming for the mold. So,
Listen, there wasn't any mold on the shower.
dude, what do you
Okay.
think that is?
That's not mold. That's grout, whatever you called it.
Bo,
Uh-huh.
what do you think grout is? What do
don't
you
know.
think it is? It is the stuff that you put in between the tiles. It's not dirty itself. It's the stuff you put between the tiles. It's white. The grout is white. If you don't clean the grout, the mold grows in the grout and it turns brown. That's why it's brown.
Oh. I thought that it was just like I didn't know what okay. I didn't think of okay. See, I thought that it was like maybe it's because like it expanded. You know what I mean?
No.
Like it got
Bo,
it got
when
bigger.
things
'cause
expand, do they usually turn brown?
I mean, I'm sure something does in the world. The universe is a big place, right? Right?
I love that as an argument. Debate team, watch out. Bo is gonna take you all down.
Listen, I didn't know that was mold. That can't be. It's not like serious mold though. It's not like bad mold.
No, I mean, you had black
Yeah.
mold for like 3 months and you didn't do anything
See,
about
so that
it.
mold's
At this
fine.
point, you probably have like a symbiotic relationship with the mold living inside of you.
It's fine. It's not even that bad. And the mold's gone now, so it doesn't even matter. But like this mold that's on the tiles is not bad.
Yeah, he had black mold for 3 months on his shower curtain, and he didn't do anything about it for 3 entire months.
Well, we were trying to get a new shower curtain and we kept getting distracted. But we're only in there for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I'm only ever in there for 2 minutes." And I was like, "Well, aren't you supposed to brush your teeth for 2 minutes? And don't you like shower for like 2 minutes?
Yeah, but
so isn't that at least 4?" And then he was like, "Oh, Miss Ellie, Prissy Ellie brushes her teeth for 2 minutes." Like, yeah,
I don't
bro,
have a
that's
timer. I don't
the
walk into my
minimum.
bathroom and get a timer where I brush my teeth. And by the way, I walk around when I'm brushing my teeth. Just so you know, like my
Haunted.
roommate's in the living
Haunting.
room and I
Wait,
brush
so
my
you just
teeth and I
leave
walk
the
in there.
bathroom and then you just like pace while you're brushing your teeth?
Yeah, like I'll be in the living room like, what are we watching as I'm brushing my teeth? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm watching a TV show. And I'm like, that's cool.
What is this?
What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with that. That's not weird.
That's super
People
weird,
saying
dude.
same in my chat right now. People are saying same.
They're weird too. I don't
No,
make
they're
the rules,
not.
man.
That's not weird. That's not
Super
weird to
weird.
like
That's
to like
super
brush your
weird.
teeth and walk around. Yeah, Harley said he does it too. Everyone's saying yeah. Everyone's saying yes.
No, that's
Brushing your teeth
that's
in the living
real
room is
weird,
fucking
man.
crazy. No, it's not. It's
You're
not.
born a rambling man. You just gotta wander the open road. It calls to you.
Everyone, I see a lot of people saying it's not weird. It's not weird.
Y'all are
Yeah, I
weird.
brushed my.
Y'all are
Someone said they
weird.
brush their teeth on the bed. Okay, now that's a freaky thing. Don't brush your
Oh,
teeth
that's
on the bed.
freak. That's freak.
That's
freak
too
behavior.
much.
Because
That's
then
too much.
the mouth stuff, if you like laugh or something, it's gonna get on your freaking bed and you're gonna sleep in it like an animal.
That's like people that eat chips and stuff like that on their bed. Like people that eat in their bed, I do not trust.
Yeah, there's like
know what I mean?
there's like a curse. There's like an Irish curse that you would say to someone that you hate, where you're like, "May your wife eat biscuits in bed," so that you get like all the crumbs in there and you have to sleep on them. Isn't that good? It's good.
Yeah, it's good. An Irish curse is
Mhm.
so funny to say. I cast upon ye the Irish curse. No, I think it's pretty normal to brush your teeth when you walk around.
Well, I don't think
It is.
so.
You should try it sometime.
I think that's gross.
You should try it. Just walk around your living room next time. So see, the bathroom isn't that bad after all.
Fine. Tonight when I brush my teeth, I'll take a little I'll take a little stroll. I'll
Do
take a
it.
little, I'll be off on a jaunt around my apartment.
Yeah, do it. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll come to find that there's a lot of stuff you can do. Like if you pull up a YouTube video and you're like, oh man, I need to brush my teeth. You can just come back into the living room and like watch
Yeah,
TV.
I just put it on my
or-
phone and then I just like watch it on my phone while I brush
Yeah,
my
but
teeth.
why do that when you could just watch on your monitor? It takes a lot of work, you know?
Cause then it's like right there. Cause then it's like
Yeah,
right
but it
there.
could be right there in front of you too if you brush your teeth in the living room. See? Ooh, I win. I win on this one. This one I win. We take these W's, guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
We
It
take these
still sounds-
W's.
Phone definitely seems like less work, but
No.
I don't know. You do you, man.
No. Listen, I'm trying to think of like what else something like that. Because I feel like everyone. I learned so much from streaming. Like things that I thought was normal, people were like, "That's not normal."
Well,
And
yeah, I think you would learn that if you talk to anybody. It's just there's the
I
only
do
way
talk to
that
people,
you-
but people are just kind of like me because I talk to cool people. Sorry, I don't talk to nerds that don't do cool
Dude,
things.
you literally professionally DM. I don't
What?
talk to nerds is crazy.
Dude, cool people play D&D. Not all right. Nerds is like an outdated term. Okay.
So when you say nerds, what are you referring to?
The ones that know math or engineers. Hmm.
Why? Why is that nerdy? But D&D isn't.
I don't know. I just feel like if you like it, it has to be nerdy.
But just literally just me. Just like anything I
Yeah.
like.
You're
is
my
nerdy.
basis for if something's nerdy or not.
I'm not even that nerdy. I don't even come off as nerdy. Like if you're just talking to me, I don't come off as nerdy.
You made a book specific Lord of the Rings joke yesterday, Bo.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
shut
well-
up, dude.
Well, okay, here's the thing, right? some people were debating about this, like in a chat, like a stream I was doing. Where what's the difference between a nerd and a geek? A geek is someone that likes fantasy stuff, right? A nerd is someone that likes like
No.
math and things,
I
right?
always thought a geek was like computer specific. I always thought that a geek did stuff that you could make money doing and a nerd did stuff you couldn't.
That's crazy what you just said.
No, like
No,
like a geek does like computer stuff. Wait, let me look it up. Difference
I thought it was reversed. Wait,
between geek
a nerd and a geek.
nerd. Nerds
Where did
typically
the word
enjoy
geek
highly
come from?
intellectual hobbies and games that are done alone or one-on-one. Geeks tend to enjoy pop culture. Oh, that's interesting. And make sure they're
Yeah,
interested in
see?
others. That's like from WikiHow though. I feel like that's not
That's
reliable.
from WikiHow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trust WikiHow. I don't think that's like a citable source. I'm not gonna MLA cite WikiHow. Geeks are more technical and hands-on. Nerds are more general. Yeah, see?
Okay. See, I thought that it was like if you were a geek, you were into like fantasy and sci-fi and like things like that, and a nerd was someone that was more like, oh, I like math and like things along those lines. But I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm reading up more, but
Where did the word geek even come from?
oh, I think I know this one. I could be wrong. I've never actually fact-checked this, but the explanation that I was given was that a geek was someone who would do weird stuff at a circus, like a kind of circus freak who would just do weird, messed up things, like eat a whole chicken. Yeah,
What?
and it became just like a person who does weird stuff, and that was where the word came from, I believe.
Huh?
Specifically
Wait,
biting
okay.
the heads off chickens, apparently. See, I'm really glad I'm right, you guys. I'm really glad you had my back on
Ew.
that one.
Biting the heads off of chickens and stuff?
As you do.
Was that the form of entertainment back in the olden days? They were just like,
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
you
They
know
only had
what?
like
Check this
the
out.
number one game, like 100 years running, was Ball and Cup. They had like a stick and a hoop, and that was a game. That was like the game the children played. That was like their Pokemon.
Dude, we live in such a lucky time, don't we?
Right? Right? That was games back then. No Fortnite, only biting chicken heads. That's what you had. So
That's like when people are like, "Man, I wish I was born back in like the olden days," and it's like, "No, you don't."
yeah, who says that? Who says that?
Dude, I swear I've heard people say that.
What kind
I
of
swear.
weirdo is like toilets? I hate them. I want
No, like
I want to go in a
most
hole.
people, most people go like, "Oh, the 1960s or the 1950s, man." And I'm like,
Well,
no, you don't. Like you're
They
looking
weren't
at it through like
playing
fucking
hoop stick
television.
at that time. I don't think the 1960s were like the heyday of Ball and Cup.
When it was Ball Cup.
That was like 1800s.
Oh, so you're talking old.
Yeah, I was talking
Mm.
like 1800s.
Hmm.
In the 1960s, they had games. They even had them like at arcades. You know, they had pinball and stuff.
Were arcades around in the 1960s?
Yeah, they
I
had
thought it was like the
pinball.
1970s. Oh, pinball, yeah.
That was when it really took off. But yeah, no, they had
Mm.
games. You know, they had bowling. They had stuff. They weren't they weren't bored. You know.
Dude, I feel like the 1960s like social
Mhm.
aspect of it. I feel like not a lot of people would make it nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, were you like the only thing you could do was go outside and like hang out with people? You know what I mean?
I would be great at that actually. Because
Do you think?
yeah, I'm a social butterfly. No, dude, I would suck at that. Are you kidding?
Oh, I thought you were like, I was like, wow, you're cocky for some reason. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
absolutely
don't know where
not.
this came from. Wait, speaking of
Turtle
bowling, did I ever
Scholar,
tell you
welcome! Thank you
how
for the
I
follow.
accidentally like fumbled a date because I learned how to bowl instead?
What?
Okay. So I went on a date with a girl to a bowling like alley. There we go. I had to think about what it was
Mhm.
called. And when we were there, the local high school bowling team was like, okay, so I went with my friend, my best friend and his girlfriend, and then I went with another girl because we were trying to like, and I was there and we were all bowling, we were having fun, and I kept failing, right? And
As you do.
the yeah, as you do, because I'm bad at bowling.
Common,
And there was a
Boel.
common Boel, and there was the high school team, like the local high school bowling team was there, and I started talking to them because I was like watching, and the lady that was like coaching them was like for some reason decided to take me under her wing, and she was like, "You're not bowling right. You got to go up and do this like pose where you put your like leg behind your other leg, and you can get like a perfect strike." And I, at this point, had completely abandoned the group that I came with in favor of hanging out with like the bowling team. I didn't realize I was doing it. I just got sucked up in the excitement, and I kept getting strike after strike because they were teaching me how to like do the proper poses to bowl. And
Proper poses. Well, you lost a GF, but you gained a mom, so isn't
yeah,
that what
listen,
really
it was
matters at the
great.
end of the day?
I had a lot of fun, and then I came back to my group, and I like fucking like destroyed everyone. And I was like, "Yo!" And she's like, "Oh, you should join the bowling team." And I was like, "Yeah, I actually passed high school." And they're like, "Oh."
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so confused by this. Space of Cheese, welcome, thank you for the
Mm-hmm.
ball. So like you were on a date with someone in high school, but you weren't in high school anymore?
No, did I say I went into high school? No, the high school team was there. It was the local high school bowling
Oh.
team. Yeah, it wasn't
Okay,
like this. We only have
okay.
one bowling alley around
Okay,
here.
the way that you
Yeah.
said it seemed like the people that you were hanging
No,
out
no,
with
no. This was when
and the
we.
girl
This was
you
like
were
our
on the
first year
date
of
with
college.
was
No.
like you
No,
should
we
join
were
the
all in first year
high
of
school
college.
team. Okay.
No, no, that would be awful. That would be
I mean,
weird.
not as
No.
like there's nothing inherently wrong with a 19-year-old dating an 18-year-old. It's just like weird to be
It's
like
weird.
if
Yeah,
they
it's
didn't
weird.
know you weren't in high school, that's like there's something funny about it. I don't
this
know.
was like I had just graduated high school and we were in our first year of college. All of us. But the local high school bowling team was at the only bowling alley we have. And I talked to the coach lady there, and she taught me how to bowl. So
Yeah, you should write her a thank you note. I'm bad at bowling, but you know, all I need is like that lady, and then she can
actually
save me from myself.
it was kind of insane how quickly she taught me how to bowl. Like I'm not
She
even
found her
kidding.
calling. She
It
really
was
like.
fucking insane.
It's so rare that someone finds a career that's like that meaningful to them and they're that good at it. She's winning.
She was also like one of those coaches where I did it wrong. She's like, no, no, no. Like I walked up to me. She's like, what's wrong with you? You're not listening to what I'm telling you? And I'm like, no, I'm listening. I'm listening. And she's like, when I say bowl, you go up and you do this. And she like do the pose. And she's like, you got it? Okay. She's like, it's not that difficult. Come on, come on. And I was like, because I was trying to go back to my group, and she's like, no, grab the ball. She's like, you're not leaving till you do it. And I was like, ma'am, you're coaching a whole high school team. What are you like? I'm just like, what are you? And she's like, no, you came over here. Now you got to do it. And
That
she wouldn't
woman,
let me leave
the
until
USA Olympic bowling coach.
I did it. She deadass would not let me leave until I did it. And I was like, okay. And so we
And you
kept going
did it.
until I finally
You
managed
did
it.
it.
Yeah,
you
I
were
did
allowed
it.
to finally leave and go back to the relationship.
It felt
you
great.
ruined.
It felt, yeah. Well, you know, I also, never mind. I don't know if I should say that.
What? What?
I had a friend that was like, that really got, like into bodybuilding, I guess is the best way to describe it. I don't know. And
Like
he had
lifting?
like,
Or
kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to say it was steroids.
oh no.
But it might have been. And I remember it was the scariest moment, like pretty scary. I went to his car with him, right? And he was like, yo, check this out. And he like popped the trunk and he had like tons of like muscle building things.
Dude,
like,
that's
not,
like the way that it
equipment, but, like,
happens in like
powder.
health class. That's the way that like your health teacher tells you you're gonna be exposed to this stuff. That's like not how it happens in real life, I swear.
No, I swear
There's
to you.
no way.
He had a Jeep. He had a Jeep Wrangler or whatever it was.
And he just
popped,
like pops the back
fucking,
of the trunk and he's like,
yes,
hey,
and he had
hey,
like,
bud,
it was like
you
protein
want
powders
drugs?
and like things like that. I don't know enough about steroids to say like what exactly it was.
Wait, Huck,
You know what I
welcome.
mean?
Thank
Like
you for
I
the
couldn't
follow.
tell, but like I'm pretty sure, like I'm 90% sure that he
Mhm.
was doing steroids because like
Mhm.
he was like he used to be my height and now he's like fucking like massive.
Wait, do
And,
steroids
like,
make you taller?
I don't know. He was. I swear he's just gotten taller. I don't know. I don't know
There's
if
no
that's.
way steroids just make you taller, do they?
I
Wait, I'm
swear,
Googling this.
no, they do not. Dude, I don't know. Maybe it's because he just got a bigger frame now. I don't
Do
know if
steroid make
they're
you
saying it
tall?
doesn't. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God,
I'm
he's
Googling
grown.
it though.
It scared me. Is what I'm getting at. I didn't use like get in the car.
Oh,
And I
steroid medications decrease the body's natural release of growth hormone. This hormone promotes growth and lets children achieve adult heights. So apparently steroids can stunt growth if you use them when you're still growing.
Yeah, I mean, we were just fresh out of high school, so I think we were probably done growing. But I swear to God, maybe it's just because he was bulkier. You know what I mean? Like maybe it was just the fact that he had like these massive fucking shoulders
just
and like
appears to tower over you because he just is
yes,
he's so buff now.
yeah, and it was like I remember getting the Jeep with him because he was the ride, and he was like getting road rage like really like bad, and like he was purposely like
Oh, right, because
tailgating
it makes
people.
people angrier, right?
Yeah, he was like purposely tailgating people, and I was like, haha, maybe we shouldn't. And he's like,
Oh
what? He's like, what are you, some kind of pussy? And I was like, no, no, of course I'm not. And he was like, watch this. And he like
no!
went
Come
down
on,
the
Bo,
highway
get
where
in
it was,
an accident like a real man.
yeah, right. That's what I was thinking. And he was like, we went on the highway, and he's like, yo, check this. And he like fucking slammed the gas pedal, and we were going like 200 down the road or whatever. And he was like, yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? He's like, that's fucking awesome, right? And I was like, yeah, this is great, man. This is great. Hey, let's pull over, maybe.
That's bad.
yeah.
That's real
Yeah.
bad.
That was a long day for me. And then like he joined the military, and then he came
that
by.
checks out.
Yeah, and then he came back even like more kind of like twisted. I don't know how to describe it. Where he was like telling me some crazy conspiracy theory things. Like he stopped by because he got off a break, and he's like, we grew up together. You're like my best friend, right? So like he knocked the door. I opened the door.
Is this your best friend, Bo? Is this?
Yeah, this was my childhood friend growing up. This was. He was like
no.
probably one of my first friends that I ever had.
That's so sad. I'm
yeah,
really
right.
sorry
It is
about
pretty
this.
sad. It's all right. And he knocked at the door, and he was like, "Yo, do you know who I am?" And I was like, no. And he's like, "It's me, your best friend." And I was like, "Oh, hey, man." And he's like, "Look, I brought us McDonald's." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I was like, he was like really chill, and I was
That's
like,
pretty cool.
yeah. I was like, "That's pretty cool." I was like, "All right, cool. Yeah, come on in, man." And like, so we sat down and we were talking about everything, and then like it slowly started evolving. Like the news came on briefly, and that was enough to set him off. Like he saw the news, and then, like something awoke in him. And it was like, all this is bullshit, right? I was like, and like he started getting like mad at nothing, and I was like, yeah, man. I was like, yeah, it's crazy. Like that's crazy, man. And like it was like one of those things where like the fight or flight instincts start kicking in as like a human.
I'm
You're
angry
like,
too, dude. We feel the same way about this.
Right? Yeah, I was like, yeah, man. And he's like, this fucking pisses me off, dude. He's like, someone should do something about this. And I'm like,
please don't do
Yeah.
something about this. I do not trust you to decide what needs to be done about this.
Right. That's what I was saying. I was like, yeah, man. I mean, we could. I'm sure it'll all work itself out. Like, it's fine, man. And like he was talking about these like crazy conspiracies and whatever. And
like what? Like what? Share one.
Like he was like, Japan's gonna turn on us, right? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, they're waiting. They're in disguise. Like, you don't get it. Like, trust me, I'm in the military.
I mean, they turned us all into VTubers, so
yeah, it's true. So I mean, maybe he's onto something. But like, it was things like that, and then he was like, there's some like weird comments he made about his wife as well. Like, and I was like, okay, like,
no, that's
all right,
so sad. Like, okay, I don't know. I know some people who believe some pretty crazy stuff, but they still lead pretty normal lives, and just like if you don't bring it up, it doesn't matter. But like if they believe it about their own family, that's just so sad. That's like the thing that made me so sad about QAnon people is that they all
had a wife,
they all got completely separated from their families. They all like cut out their kids. They all were like, I don't want to talk to you if you don't believe that like I don't know, people are drinking children's blood or something. And then they had no one to go to. They had no way out, It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, it's
people
a lot.
Getting
Like
pipelined, man.
He changed like immensely from when I like originally knew him. And like it was just like, I don't know, like he made some comments that I was like, is your wife okay? Kind of like is this relationship good? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it was things like that. And so I was like, well, I need to go to bed, man.
Yeah.
I was like, I got stuff I gotta do tomorrow, like, and all this other stuff. And he was like, oh man, I totally get it. And he's like, so what do you do? And I'm not gonna tell him I'm a streamer.
Yeah, no, don't tell him about VTubers. That's gonna be it
like
for him.
I just panicked, and I was like, oh,
that man would assassinate
ACs.
Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, I think, I did the AC thing. I wasn't gonna tell him about the DM stuff, right? Obviously not, because he's never been a nerd. So I was like, oh, I put an AC unit still. And he's like, oh, you're still doing that shit ass job? He's like, here, man, you should join the military. And I was like, no, I'm okay. He's like, no, for real, I'll put in a good word for you. And I was like, no, that's okay. Don't talk to me to an army recruiter, please. I'm not built for that. And yeah, it was like one of those things. And he also would talk about like, okay, he watches anime, but all he would talk about was like tits in anime. That's like all he would bring up. Yeah, and I was like, yeah. I
Bad
was like,
vibe.
yeah, right. I was like, yeah, I like Squid
Listen,
Girl.
it comes up occasionally. If you're a cultured enjoyer of anime, I could imagine it coming up occasionally in the conversation. But if it's the whole conversation, get out of there. Get out
Yeah.
of there.
It was like I was like, he's like,
Mr.
what anime do you watch again? What was it like? And I was
Scrabble.
like, I like Squid Girl, which Squid Girl is like just a really cute slice of life anime. And like he was like, oh, that's that pussy shit. He's like, yo, look at this one anime. This is this guy that fucking killed this other guy in it, right? And it's so fucking like brutal and gory. And then like also this girl has like huge tits. And I'm like, and he's like, you should watch it. And I was like, oh. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, let's watch it right now. He's like, pull it up. And I was like,
at
oh.
the risk of saying something wrong, I'm always kind of amazed by people who are like, you gotta watch this anime because this girl, you see her boob. And it's like, you guys know that you can just Google boobs, right? Like, it's free. You could just Google it.
Wait, what? You mean I could just type in what?
Boobs.com. Yeah, no, it just makes me so sad when people are like, yeah, you gotta watch this 14-hour series because you see a boob. like, bro, just Google it.
Just Google it. It's fine.
You can so much time back. You won't believe it. You're gonna have so much time for activities.
You could possibly even watch that particular scene somewhere. Like, you don't even have to watch the entire thing. You could watch that particular scene if you were that interested somewhere. Like, I'm sure someone's uploaded it. Like, you don't have to, like, you know, yeah, everyone's saying, no way. What, for real? For real? Yeah, I know. Crazy announcement from Ellie. You could just, you could do this. But, like,
yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're okay. It was a lot. And I was like, what is this show? And he was talking, I can't remember what it was. It was something like, oh yeah, these are like the Greek gods or whatever. And this girl was like Aphrodite. And she, of course, was really well endowed. And he was like, yeah, and like, you know, isn't it fucking hot? And I'm like, yeah, man, that's cool.
Okay, man. Yeah, please don't kill me.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, man, it's
please
great.
Don't kill my family.
Yeah. And Record of Ragnarok. I think that was it. I think that was the one that he was actually watching.
Record of Ragnarok. Wait, all of you know it.
Yeah.
All of you knew it from that. That's so funny.
Yeah, from that, right. They said that anime is garbage. Like, I watched a little bit of it in the fight scenes, and I was like, listen, okay. When I watch anime, I watch slice of life, like romance stuff, right?
Yeah, of course
like,
you do.
That's my kind of vibe.
Because you're so sappy and sweet, and you're perfect.
I am.
And oh my god.
Thanks.
You're so precious. Yeah, sorry. Okay, continue.
Thank you. But I prefer that more than like shows where they're like fighting each other and there's like, you know, like drama and everyone's getting sad and crying and things. I just want to like watch an anime and turn my brain off and just smile for a bit. Like, that's what I do. So he was showing me this, and this was obviously not my forte as it was, but like he was so adamant about it. He was like, yo, check this out. And it was one of those awkward moments, you know, when someone holds up their phone to you and like they're trying to show you it, but it's not going to the right spot. So it's just you sitting there watching, and they're like trying to skim through it to try to find that one particular scene.
Yeah,
and you're like, and you're like trying to like wait, and and then he's like, look at this, and he's like, what about those, right? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, this guy's fucking gonna kill this dude. Look at this. And it's like, you know, and I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, you should watch this show. And he's like, you know what? Here, this is where I watch it. Watch this entire thing. And he's like, and then that way when I come back, like we can talk about it. And I was like, oh, thanks for giving me homework. Maybe I'll check it out. You know,
I got
a
friendship comes with homework.
Yeah, I was like, I got a whole catalog of things that I need to watch myself, so I'll get around to it, you know, eventually. And like, I could not stress you. That was like the most stressful like 3 or 4 hours of my life.
I'm so sorry.
Like, I kept trying to be like, well, I need to go to bed. And he was like, oh, dude, wait, before you go to bed, hang on, wait a minute.
Sleep is for the weak. You gotta look at this. You gotta look at this anime woman.
I was like he kept like pulling me, like, you know, maybe because he was excited to see me because it's been so long. But like, you know, he was always like, wait a minute. Like, look at this. Wait, before I go. Like, I remember him getting halfway out the front door and me like breathing a sigh of relief, and then him turning back around and being like, oh my God, wait, I forgot to tell you something. Hang on, wait, let me come back in. And I was like, oh, okay. And I just like let him back in again. And I was like, all right, that's fine.
Dude, that's awful. I've been in sort of similar situations. I was invited. Okay, so when someone asks me to jam, I say yes, and this has been a source of peril in
I'm
my
starting
life.
to notice
So
a trend.
I went back to this guy's house because we had been playing. To be clear, thank you
Mhm.
so much, Kong. We had been playing together because I used to perform on the street. I would busk, right?
Hmm.
And so we had been playing together for a little while, and he invited me back to his apartment, and we were gonna play more there because he had some cool guitars, and I wanted to see them. So we went there, and then he just like sat way too close to me on the couch, and every time I would scooch away, he would
Ooh.
just scooch back closer.
Ooh.
And then he was like, "Do you know the show Letterkenny?"
No.
Yeah, I didn't really know that either. But when like he would literally just like fast forward through it for like a joke that wouldn't make sense without the context, and he would be like, this is a good joke," and he would just like play that joke in isolation, and then he would fast forward to the next joke, and he would just do that again, and we did this for like, I want to say hours, and then
Oh my
like
god.
we watched all of Ponyo.
Ponyo? What do I know that? Why do I know Ponyo?
Well, of course you know Ponyo. Ponyo's great.
Ponyo.
It's Ghibli.
Oh, no, actually, you know what? I haven't seen Ponyo.
What? You gotta see Ponyo, dude!
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never watched. Like, just recently, I watched the what's the one Ghibli one where
Become
it's like
Fish.
the giant bathhouse place?
Or Become Girl, I guess. Wait, you just saw Spirited Away?
Yeah, Spirited Away. I just saw it maybe like last year.
Turtle Scholar, the key to not getting murdered, if you're gonna put yourself in murdery situations, is just to continue to be incredibly nice to people and to never escalate a situation.
Yes.
People genuinely feel so bad. Like I was only ever in one situation where someone was like actively planning on I guess attacking me is a way to say it. And
This
literally
the car one?
Yeah, this was the car one. And literally,
Yeah.
like, I just kept saying, like, this is a crime. You haven't done a crime yet, but if you do a crime, you will have done a crime. And it's a very illegal crime, and you would get in a lot of trouble. And, like, I don't want that for you, man. Like, that ruins lives. And also then I just got out of the car. If you just get out of the car, there's nothing they can do, you know? So, anyway.
I mean, you would hope there's nothing they can do. I mean, I guess it really depends on the situation, right? But I mean, yeah, I've thankfully I have not been in too many.
Often crime correlates with an inability to really think through consequences. And so if you help someone think through the consequences of what they're doing, not, no, stop, that's illegal for the sake of the law, but like, hey, you could really ruin your life. This could really throw off your whole life. You know, you would get kicked out of your school. You would not have a future. You would have to report this, right? This would put you on the registry. It would be really hard for you to find housing. You wouldn't be safe. You'd have to live in scary, unsafe places for a lot of money, right? And like often people just have a hard time thinking through consequences, and if you help them figure that out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think you're right that if you explain it in a, I mean, you know, like I said, I feel like it's not always 100%. Just to clarify that, I feel like maybe this probably isn't. I don't know. I could be wrong. I have not been in a life or death situation like that, and you know, but that is an amazingly compassionate way to view it. It is, yeah. Ellie's very compassionate. Ellie's very like, I don't know. Ellie's such a unique person.
What is this story?
Let's hear it.
It was when I was hitchhiking, and a man had pulled off to a place where we were pretty secluded. We were a ways away from the road, and no one could see us. And he told me to do something to him that I did not want to do. And he became very angry and pushy and kept telling me I had to do it. And so I explained to him that that was a crime and that if he stopped the car, I would get out and he wouldn't be a criminal and he wouldn't have ruined his life. And he did. And I got out and I walked back to the road.
There you go. That's the Ellie story. I'm so scared to hitchhike. I watch these videos on YouTube. I mean, okay, listen. YouTube is so like, it's so easy to fake things, right?
Yeah.
Right? But like, there's this one video I watched of these two guys, and they were gonna hitchhike across America. And the only place they wouldn't get any hotels. The idea is that they would go back, they'd find someone that would let them stay at their place, and they would sleep there. That was their entire goal, right?
Oh, that's
Could you
so
make
cool.
it across America without getting any hotel and having people drive you to places and being able to stay at like someone's house. I had to find the channel. But like, so it just like slowly became like more and more interesting. Like they went to I can't remember what it might have been somewhere like in the like in the South or maybe somewhere like in Midwest. I don't know. But they met this one guy who they ended up calling their uncle because they just like I think they found his house because he had like a green Jeep outside, like a bright like lime green Jeep. And they said, well, someone that has a Jeep this bright couldn't be a bad person, right? And so they like, yeah, right. And so they knock at the door, and this old guy answers the door. It's probably like in his 40s or whatever. And he's like, they're like, hi, we're going across America and we're trying to find somewhere to stay for the night. Would it be okay if if we stayed here? And the guy was like, sure, come on in. And like he had like a wife and kids, and he was just like, welcome. And he's like, this is the place, this is my daughter. Yeah, and then like
Cute.
he gave them their phone number and everything like that. And like throughout the rest of the journey, they would like call him and they'd be like, hi, uncle, right? And they'd be like, hey, how you guys doing? Where are you guys at? They're like, yeah, we're in Louisiana right now. Look. And they like showed him on the phone, and he'd be like, yo, like this was like a chunky, kind of bald-headed guy. I wouldn't say just chunky, you know what I mean? Like dad
Okay.
bod. That's the way I'd describe it, right? And
Yeah.
it was like one of those lovable faces, you know what I mean? How do I
Okay.
describe it? You
This
ever
is
just look
going
at someone and
somewhere
you're like,
okay,
I trust
right? You
them.
gotta tell me the ending first. I'm
Oh
scared.
no, it was just that no, it was great. Like they were just
okay.
actually friends, and they kept being friends after the series ended. They were like, yeah, he's just awesome. And he invites us back to his place for like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That's
And
the
like,
thing. People only hear the scary parts of hitchhiking. They don't learn about like the friends you make, the people that you still send cards to. Like they don't hear about any of that stuff.
yeah, right. And that was the part I was like, man, maybe I could hitchhike. Because also in Louisiana,
Yeah.
there was these people that were, I guess they were like buskers, like you kind of said, and
Mm-hmm.
they lived in a burnt out house. So it was a
Oh
house
heck
that got
yeah.
burnt, and the property owner was like, yeah, only one room survived. So it was just this one guy and another one that played, like he played drums and the other one could sing, and they just set up their equipment in that like that burnt out house, and they just sat there and they would play music all day, and then they would go to jobs and get like money, and like they helped the two guys like sneak into a um like a wedding. They said, oh yeah, just say you're part of the band. And they were like, what? Like, yeah, just say you're part of the band, come with us. And they
Yeah.
just like helped them get into the wedding, and they were like, yeah. And it was like a big pool party thing, and so the guys got to go swim in the pool and like eat
That's
these like, yeah.
awesome.
And they were like, yeah, just say you're part of us. If anyone asks, you're with us, you're part of the band. And yeah, it was there was so many like cool things they did. I'll have to find the series for you and send it to you so you can watch it.
Yeah, please. That
I
sounds really fun.
it's such a good watch. And I think they made it to California. I can't remember if they I think there was an event they were going to in Louisiana, so they might have stopped there, perhaps, but it was like just the fact that you can meet people like that. You know what I mean? Someone that lives in a burnt out house and all they do is sing music and play instruments, and they're
No,
just
for
vibing.
real.
Like they're
People are
just having a
so
good time.
negative about people, you know? People just
Yeah.
think that other people have the worst intentions. And
Mm,
out of probably, I mean, I don't know. Like probably well
right.
over 100 people that I put myself at the mercy of, I would say only 2 were remotely scary. And everyone else was like incredibly kind and like willing to help me, and you know? Like I
Yeah.
feel like there's so much, I don't know.
I No, I know what you
There's
mean. Like
so much
it
cynicism about people, but people are my favorite animal.
That should be on a shirt. You should make a shirt that says "People are my favorite animal." Um,
They are.
like I do agree. I think what it is that like the humans for some reason really like
Thank
negativity. Like
me!
they like learning
Thank
about
me!
things like
Thank
that. You
you
know what I
so
mean? Like
much!
that's the reason. Like okay, I don't know if this is entirely true, but we were watching the local news around here, and
Mhm.
like a disaster happened, and my dad was like, it's always weird. And I remember this as a kid. I was getting ready for school, and I was watching the news with him, and I was like, man, that's scary. And he was like, yeah. And like, what's so sad about it? I was like, what? And he's like, I'm sure some kid was born today. He's like, I'm sure there was a kid that was born today, or maybe a dog got adopted, or someone helped someone like build a house, but we don't hear about that, do we?
I
He's like,
know!
we only see this. And he's like, and that's kind of sad, isn't it? And like
Oh,
I was like,
Nicholas,
man,
man!
I
Thank
never
you
thought
so
about that
much!
before, but
Thank you so much
like
for the
it feels
sub!
like humans are kind of drawn to like learning about negative things for at their own detriment.
I
Like,
think
you know what I
even
mean?
that is like a sort of a sweet thing about us. We're trying to protect each other, you know? We
We
want to
are.
learn about all the ways that things go wrong and all the dangerous people so that we can protect each other. Because when we were evolving, there were freaking cave bears, you know? You want to know why we're anxious all the time? It's because there were cave bears, right? This brain that you have was made to handle cave bears. And there's not cave bears anymore. So it's just got to like keep trying to figure out what the threat is and how the threat is going to harm your family and what you can do about it, you know? And I think that's pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, no, I think that, you know, I believe that no one is born evil. You know what I mean? I think, well, well, you know, my dad said that to me, and I was like,
I
well,
don't think they are. I mean, I don't know. If
yeah,
they are, I've never met them. I've met some people
yeah,
who've
I've never
done
met
some
them.
pretty bad things, and all of them were people, you know? Complicated,
Yeah,
working through it, figuring it out.
yeah. I mean, you know, it's, you know, speaking of the caveman thing, kind of like
Yeah.
shifting the topic, the caveman thing. You use like your brain. Like, do you think people with anxiety were great for like patrols back in the old days?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I say this
You
a lot,
think?
but neurodiversity is not a mistake. We're not born wrong. We're not made wrong. You want
Hmm.
people who think different ways because you don't want one really good knife. You want a pocket knife, you know? You want
Yeah.
a bunch of tools, right? Having a bunch of tools is better than having one tool. The reason there is so much diversity in how our brains work and what we focus on and what we're good at is because we live in communities. We're not individuals. That's what we're for, you know? If you're jumpy, if you're nervous all the time, if you're paying a lot of attention to your surroundings, good. You are there to protect your family. You are a gift to your community. That is what you are for. Your anxiety is a gift to the people around you. And like, yeah, it sucks now and it's holding you back. And I don't want to minimize that pain, but I feel like there's something kind of beautiful in realizing that the ways that you are different, even if they hold you back now, it's because you are a gift and you are made to protect the people around you.
True. That was so beautiful, Ellie.
Ooh.
That was very beautiful of you to say. That was very
Thank you.
passionate and beautiful. Thank you.
Uh,
That was sweet. Thank you. Yeah, everyone agree. Yeah, feels strong. Exactly, it does. I sometimes I do this thing where I'll like go into my own thoughts and I'll be like, man, what would I be if I was like born like in the medieval time? Like definitely a peasant. Let's not get it wrong. I'd be a peasant, but like you know what I mean? Like if in some world I was back in that olden days, what would be like? Would I be funny enough still? Like, would I be able to be like have the quick? Because I feel like a lot of times humor is learned, right? Like, like the quick wittedness of things comes from like growing up in a certain environment, right? Because I
Mhm.
feel like I got my snappiness for things or like my snarkiness in a sense. I got it from like being the youngest
Yeah.
of two brothers, right? And my two
That would
brothers
do
were
it.
like, yeah, right. And so like I was around them quite a lot. And our house wasn't very big, so it was like there's no escaping them basically. And it was like, yeah, this is just my life now. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just have to deal with my brothers being like, you know, idiot. And I'm like, whatever, nerd. Like back to them and then running to my mom, being like, and like so they don't like beat me up and being like, Mom, help. And like, you know, so I feel like I got it from that, right? Like
Mhm.
I don't know, but I wonder, I don't know. I do those things where I'm like, man, if this didn't happen, where would I be? Kind of thing. Do you ever do that? Where you like just kind of think back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, man. Like especially with the time period, like the medieval times. Someone said I'd be a jester, a court jester,
You
dude.
would
There's
be
no
a court
way.
jester. You'd be an amazing court jester. That's
Didn't
literally
they
what
actually?
Twitch streamers are, dude. That's
So
what we all
true.
are.
E clowns. That's what we are. We're e clowns. Um, they wasn't the part of the court jester to actually be like insulting the king. Like you were the only one allowed to insult the king and get away with it.
I mean, yes and no. Right?
I could
Like
be
that wasn't
wrong.
their whole purpose. They didn't just go up there and just the roast of the king every single night. Just
Oh
like
yeah, for
this
sure.
guy, pretty ugly, huh? You know, like they had I'm sure other material, you know? They had the hat with bells on it. That killed back then. That was like the best joke invented
That was the
back then.
best. Farting was very funny back then too. There was
Still
a
is though.
yeah, oh yeah. There was like a I can't remember what it was. I feel like there was a jester that was well known for just farting. Like I swear to God, this is a thing. Like I was
I love
reading
that
about
for him.
something.
Yes.
Yeah, and like
I feel like
he
that could happen on Twitch today though. There could be a person on Twitch where the whole thing is just like they fart. That's it.
they just
That
fart.
could
Hey guys,
literally-
welcome to the stream. Yeah, they just fucking just rip ass. Wait, there were also messengers and advisors. Your court jester was an advisor? I feel like I wouldn't ask my court jester to be an advisor for royal matters,
I
personally.
don't know. Funny people are usually smart. Like you, Bo.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, like me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the way you say, yeah, of course you bestie. Of course you are.
Shut up.
You do
So,
whatever
yeah.
the opposite they say. That is true. What'd you say?
One of the first jokes. So we have like a bunch of very old jokes, right? And some of them hold up and some of them don't. But there's one that's about farts, and I find that kind of comforting to know that people way back then were already laughing about farts. It's what's the difference between a bride and a wife?
What?
A wife will fart on your lap. That's one of the earliest recorded jokes in human history.
Woo! Wait, do you know
pretty
about
good,
the
right?
earliest recording of the word fuck?
Oh, what is it?
There's like a guy that's recording something. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. I gotta rate. Hang on 1 second.
What? Welcome, Raiders! Who is it? Who rated?
It's Velvet Violet.
Hello, Velvet
VP.
Violet. Wow.
Hey, well,
Yeah, okay, he's muted. Oh, I should mute myself so that he can't hear me. Okay, nice. Nice. It's just us now, chat. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Yeah, the other early jokes were also pretty good. The other very early jokes. There was one
all right.
oh,
What's that one joke of the
yeah.
what is it? There's like the one where it's, oh my god, guys, you know what I'm talking about? It's like the guy goes to a zoo and there's like a gorilla, and it's like, what is he saying? It's like the gorilla beats him up. Like that's like the whole joke. Hang on,
What?
I'm gonna look this up. Hang on. It's
You
such
don't
like
have
a
to say
bad joke.
anything to a gorilla to make them beat you up. They're just like large, potentially dangerous animals. Mostly peaceful, but large, potentially dangerous animals. I don't think they usually beat you up on the
Here we
because
go.
you said something wrong.
I
don't think
I
that's
found it.
usually it.
It's a joke from the 1897, and it says, the gorilla says, "Did you hear about the gorilla who escaped from the zoo?" The zookeeper says, "No, I did not." And the gorilla says, "That's because I am a quiet gorilla." And then it says, in a parentheses, "muffled sounds of gorilla violence."
Oh, wait, that's actually really good. I love.
It's not real, but it is funny.
It
It is funny.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's a meme.
Wait,
it's
that's
a
not
meme,
real?
but no, I don't think
Aw.
so. But it's so
Rip.
funny. Yeah, but I remember reading about that for the first time and being like, "What?" I feel like I looked up jokes. Hang on, jokes
Wait.
from.
It reminds me of one of the other oldest jokes, which is
Really?
yeah, the barber says to the student, "How would you like me to cut your hair?" And the student replies quietly.
Yes. Wait. I think I read that one recently. I think I read that one as well. Let's see. There's some jokes that like I looked up one day. I can't remember why, but I was like, what are the best jokes from like
Curiosity? I
different
feel like
era?
that's a
Yeah.
reasonable reason. I
Yeah,
feel
curiosity
like
is
no one
probably
would
the
fault
best.
you. Yeah.
But I meant more so as like, I'm sure there was a train of thought that led me towards it, and I don't remember what the train of thought was. That was like, like that's what I more meant. Let's see. Oh, like some of the jokes like don't even make sense. You know what I mean? Like here's
Oh
one
yeah,
from
a lot of them don't
1872.
make sense to us. Well, that's not even
Right?
that old.
Yeah, I know, but like the humor's changed so much over the years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Give it to us. Come on.
Okay, so 1872, a man said to a preacher, "That was an excellent sermon, but it was not original." The preacher was taken aback. The man said he had a book at home containing every word the preacher used. The next day, the man brought the preacher a dictionary.
Yeah, I get it. I mean,
Like, like, you know, but like, you know, back then they were slapping their fucking knees at that and being like, yeah!
yeah, dude, because they hadn't invented games yet. This was all they had. Literally all they had. It was like this or playing gin rummy. That was it.
What is gin rummy? What is that?
It's a card game. It's like a card game for old people. My grandma has a gin rummy club, and she plays with the girls.
How do you play?
I don't know, dude. I've never
Oh,
played.
I thought you would know. You're like, it's Jim
No.
Rumney, and I was like, oh,
No, all
Okay.
I've done is help her set up for Gin Rummy Club.
wow. Okay, guys, does anyone know what is it? Jim Rummy?
Gin Rummy.
Gin Rummy. Okay. Does anyone know what this is?
I'm not old enough to play. Yeah, it must be this old to ride.
Okay, someone in chat knows actually. Surprisingly,
Yeah,
what is
people
it?
know. It's a card
it-
game, dude. What do you want?
I
What,
mean,
are you
like,
asking
do you
them to
drink?
explain the rules in your chat?
Does it? I mean, yeah, kind of.
Good
Yes. Like, do you
content.
drink?
You play that at family?
It's
No,
a
it's not a drinking thing.
Oh, I thought it was like if you lose, you take like a sip of gin and rum.
What's wrong with you? What do you
What?
think my
What?
grandma is just like partying?
I don't know. I thought
What do you
grandma was a little
think my
crazy.
grandma-
I
she's
don't
going
know. Sometimes,
crazy.
hey,
Oh my
grandma can be
God.
a little crazy sometimes. That's all right. There's nothing
I
wrong
mean,
with
my
that.
other grandma has a boyfriend, and it's like pretty.
Hell yeah.
It's really cute. It's really cute. Cause like she was like real sad, and we were
Mhm.
moving her to like a place where they could provide full time care because
Mm.
she couldn't live alone anymore, and we were like, she was really sad about it, and we felt really guilty about it. And then she got there, and she started going to tango night, and she got really into tango, and now
Ooh.
she has a boyfriend. It's the best. Yeah, grandmas like to party too. But my other grandma, she's much more reserved. She doesn't want to party. She just wants to play gin rummy with the girls. Canasta! Yeah, I've heard her say canasta
Canasta?
too.
What is that?
It's another card game that my grandma talks about.
Oh my god. I don't
I
know
don't know,
any of
man.
these card games.
All I know is that I gotta set up the ShopRite cheese platter so that she can play gin rummy with the girlies.
Dude, it's so funny. My mamaw and my papaw,
Mhm.
they like all they do is bicker. Like they've been together for like 60 years now. So
As
like
God
all they
intended. That's
yeah,
what a good relationship is, I think.
yeah, so all they do is like bicker with each other now. Like so there's like a schedule they do cuz they were born back in the ye olden days. Where she wakes up and makes him breakfast and he just kind of sits in this one couch. I feel like this is a thing. Every person that like for the most part that I've talked to, their grandparents has the one couch they sit in. Like your grandpa sits in that one couch and that's grandpa's couch and you don't sit in it. Is that a thing
Mhm.
for you? Did you have that?
Yeah, I don't have any
Yeah.
grandpas left. And I got 3
But
of
like
them, so it's crazy. 4 of them. How did I run through all of them?
run through all of them is crazy. But
I
they
miss
had
them.
the couch
Grandpas
though.
rock. I miss grandpas. But yeah, every grandpa has a chair or couch. They might have a chair. That works too. But yeah.
Yeah, and like so I remember being young and I would like tempt fate because I'm a mischievous child where he'll get up and he'll go to the bathroom and I'd like and I like jump on the couch and sit on it for like a minute just to like experience what it'd be
What
like
were
and
you
then I'd
hoping to get out of that?
I don't know. I was just told I couldn't
Just like,
sit in it
wow,
anymore.
this couch has the most old people smell in the whole house.
No, it was just that I was
Let
told
me
I couldn't
roll
sit
around
in
in
it
it.
because that's his. And so I was like, well, he's not here. I'm gonna quickly get into it so I can like, like just to I don't know. I was a mischievous child, so I was like, here we go. Let me take this real quick, and I'd like sit in it and be like, this is
Sick
awesome.
mischief, dude. Sick mischief.
Thank you.
Incredible
Thank
prank
you.
sitting in someone else's chair.
Because he'd come out and he'd be like, boy, you better move, and I'd be like, ah. And then like I'd like scramble out, like, but yeah, it was I don't know. I just remember that very vividly. But he sits in this one recliner, and she makes him like. So I'll go up there and visit him every now and then because not a lot of people do, sadly. And I'll hang out and watch. He likes watching old westerns, is what he likes.
Westerns are the best, dude.
Yeah, and so I'll watch them with him. Also, I recently started watching the Johnny Carson show. I don't know if
What
you
is
know who
that?
that is. So Johnny Carson was like a late night host for the Tonight Show for like a long time, and he was seen as like the world's best. Like everyone knew Johnny Carson. Like he was so
What was
famous.
his catchphase? What was his vibe?
He didn't have a catchphrase, but in the morning he used to go, "Here's Johnny," which is where that one thing came
That's
from
where
The
that
Shining.
came from? What?
Yeah, it's from Johnny Carson. They used to say that to introduce him.
That's so
And
interesting.
yeah,
Dude,
right?
do you ever think about how late night hosts were just streamers?
Yes, actually.
They're
I was-
literally
I'm
just chatting streamers. They
used
like even have collabs and stuff. That's what's so wild
Yes.
to me.
I was thinking about this. That's so fucking crazy you brought that up. I was literally thinking about this yesterday because I was watching some on my phone. Like I was watching Johnny Carson because I try to find like clips to show my mama and papa when I visit them. And like I was watching some. I was like, man, like because he did an opening thing. So the show would start with him introducing him, and he'd do like an opening monologue where he would just like catch you up on the news basically and try to be funny. But like he was really bombing it this time. Like it was
Oh
it was
no,
not going
baby
well.
boy, just cancel
Yeah, and I
stream
was-
tonight.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this is such a streamer thing to be like doing your opening monologue and just absolutely dropping the ball and being like, well,
you're just pooping the bed today.
yeah, and you
Hi
have to just
everybody, I'm
continue
Ellie,
going.
and this is my poopy bed.
Yeah, and you just have to continue going, and it was like, all right, let's go. And he was just like, wow, tough crowd today, huh, or something like that. And like he was so good at like bringing it back and like also like not taking it too seriously. And they'd bring it up for the rest of the show too. They're like, yeah, I saw you just opening monologue. Trust me, buddy, you're not going to be in the business for much longer. Like things like that, and the crowd would laugh or whatever. But so I've been watching a lot of those, and it's kind of really, really interesting. I get full episodes sometimes on YouTube, and I bring them up, and I like because they have a more modern TV
Mhm.
that my papa spent money on without my mama's permission, and she's still nagging him about that.
Oh
He
my
was like,
god.
he's like, yeah, he's like, it's fine, and she's like, no, what?
Scandal.
Yeah,
Scandal.
scandalous. So I'll like hook up the like the Fire Stick, and we'll go to YouTube and stuff like that, and I'll like pull up Johnny Carson, and they'll sit there and they'll watch it and laugh so hard at some of the stuff, and then like my pap will be like, oh, I
That's so
remember him
cute.
and things like that. They're like, yeah, he was good. I remember watching him on the or like whatever, and I do it because it gets them talking. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
helps them like open up more, and I like
No,
listening to them
totally.
talk. Like I think it's very interesting. My mama worked at a bottling factory for a while,
Ooh.
which I thought was very, very interesting. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's a defunct company now, I think, but like she worked there, and okay, so grandma lore real quick.
Yeah.
My
Grandma
grandma,
lore. Grandma lordom.
um,
Let's go.
she grew up in Kentucky, and she lived on a farm and like with 6 other siblings, I think, and they were pretty poor. And so she would have to go and like in order to go take a bath, she'd have to go down to like the local well and like actually get like a bucket of water and things like that to go and
Mhm.
like fill like a bathtub or whatever. So they moved
Whoa.
to they moved to Baltimore, and she hated it there because when she went there, they made fun of her accent. They would all like call
No.
her
Be
like a
nice to
country hick and things
grandma.
like that, and they'd be
Or
like they'd make
Mima?
fun of her.
What do you call her again? Mama? Mama.
Mamaw. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my mamaw and papaw.
Mama.
My mamaw and papaw. But they would be like mean to her, and so she
No.
was like, "I'm not going to
No.
school anymore." She told her dad, she's like, "I refuse to go to school," and he's like, "All right, well, you better get a job then." Which is fucking crazy to think that like that was just you could do that.
Yeah.
You could be like, "I'm not going to school," and like, "Well, then get a job." And
Yeah.
so she was
High
like,
school's over. Time for
yeah.
bottle factory.
Yeah, bottle factory you go. Off to the factory you go. And so she was like 14, I think she said, like working
A
at the
good age
bottling
to work at a
factory.
factory at that
Yeah,
time, I assume.
perfect time. Perfect time. And so then she met my papaw because he was in the military.
Mhm.
And man, my papaw was a handsome young man. Let me just say that. He was
Right?
my mammal still talks about that, where she's like, it was so annoying because every time I leave, I'd come back and there'd be like girls talking to him. And like,
Oh
he would
my
just sit there and
god.
chat with them, and she's like, and it make me so jealous.
She
Like I
locked
get,
that
she gets
down?
so mad.
No.
Yeah,
She
she did.
won.
She did win. Like they got married pretty young. I think at 16 is when she got married.
That's so
And
cute.
he was like 18 maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got married and everything like that. But it's just crazy listening to them talk about like old stuff. Like there's a show called Whose Line Is It? No, not that one.
Yeah, because
Oh
I
my
was gonna
god,
say
what
that
is it?
one's not that old. I know
No,
Whose Line. That was on
it's
like just
that
before
was
we
like
were born,
2000s.
right?
Yeah,
Oh, was it 2000s? I always thought it was 90s, but I could be wrong.
is it? It
I
might be
don't really
90s.
know. I don't
It
really
might
know.
be.
But like what I know is that it existed. Like I came into the world and Whose Line was just like a thing that existed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I never watched it either. I just know that it
What?
existed.
I
I think my
watched
parents
it.
watched
You
it.
never we used to watch it because like again, theater camp that we ran. So we would do like the improv games from it. So
Mm. Yeah, I never really watched it. My parents did. The show's called What's My Line? It's a show from
oh.
1950 to 1954. And
Oh.
someone, I don't know who, has made a
Is it
YouTube
also
channel.
improv?
So the way it's done is that they will bring in a guest, and they will whisper to the host, and they'll show it on screen what their job is. And then the
Mhm.
panel has to guess what their job is by asking a series of questions. And each time they
Ooh.
don't, they give them $5, and it keeps going up higher to like 50. So that was the entire show. So they would bring in like someone that's like, oh, I sell diapers, would be someone's thing, right? And then like he'd look like a businessman, and they'd be like, well, what's your job or whatever, right? And then they bring in like special guests, like they brought in Walt Disney one time and
What?
things like that. Yeah. And it used to be a really, really massive show. So
Dude.
someone very, very kind uploaded it all into YouTube. And so that's
Bless
another
you.
thing I play for them. I get the I find the YouTube playlist, and I play it for them, and they're like, this is so good. I remember this, like, and things like that, because you know, I feel like it's good to be reminded of things that you grew up with, right? Like I'm sure there's like a
Yeah.
spark that ignites in someone where they're like, oh, I remember that person. I know that person. Like he was in that movie or whatever. So
Yeah.
sorry to make this all about me, by the way. Sorry.
No, this is so cute. I've said it before. I love the company of my elders. I think old people rock. I think everybody's sleeping on hanging out with old people. They're the best.
Yeah, you should definitely hang out with your grandparents, and especially like I feel like it feels good to be asked, like, hey, what do you remember from like growing up? Like, what did you do? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm sure that feels great to
They
like
got the
show people.
stories. They got the good stories.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I'll go up there and I'll like do dishes for them and stuff like that because they're getting
Yeah.
older now, and I like clean up the house and stuff. But like my papa has always liked video recording.
Mhm.
He's always had like the really big shoulder mounted one, right? Was the one
Oh.
I remember him having when I was younger. And he has footage from when he was in boot camp in the military. And
What?
like
They let you film that?
yeah, I don't think they let you. I think that he snuck like in something and he was
How do
like,
you
ha ha ha.
sneak in one of those
I don't know.
things?
I don't know. I
No,
don't know, but he has
you don't
footage.
gotta know, but that rocks.
Yeah, he was at they're at like the airfield in one of them, and he's like riding around in like the old like military jeeps, like
Mhm.
the really like bumpy ones, and he's just filming, and it has him and his friends doing
Bumpy.
like thumbs up and stuff like that. They're like posing in front of a plane and doing
That's so
thumbs up,
cute.
and it has him like playing like soccer somewhere as well, and
Mhm.
like it's so cool because it's such like a glimpse into an era that no one has probably seen before. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's seeing it through his eyes, and I'm like, this is so fucking cool. Like this is like I don't know. As someone who likes history and seeing like older footage of things,
Right?
I
Because
find it
you're a
really, really
history nerd.
fascinating. Yeah, I
So
find it really fascinating to look at that because it has like tons of old equipment that they used from back then. Um, like the planes or like the really old bombers that they're standing in front of and stuff, and like the Jeeps are like super old and not up to code probably for nowadays. And he's like,
yeah.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, and he's like, oh, that's a private so and so, and it was like he just points out and he just remembers all of them. And he's like, oh yeah, he did this funny thing where he fell off his bunk bed and it woke everyone up and everything like that. And I was like, oh man, that's so cool. I really think if you guys can, please go talk to your grandparents and like
Yes. Ask
ask
them
them
for
about stories.
stories.
Yeah,
Just
because I
yeah.
promise you, it's entertaining. It's super, super entertaining. They love to be able to tell you about, oh, this funny time that I did this and that and what have you. Like a lot of them are for my mom. My mom was mischievous growing up too. That's a lot of their stories. Is that well no, my mom was
What?
a tattletale.
Wait, really? Well, how can you be both a tattletale and
Well,
mischievous?
so she
KMO,
would go along
welcome.
with
Thank you
stuff
for the
until
follow.
she was like, "This is terrifying," and then she would like leave. So, for example, her and her sister they went to go impress a couple of boys, and so they went out with the guys, and there was a like a like a cow pen, right? And they had a bull in it, and her sister went to go like was like, "I'm gonna go ride that cow," and so
You
she
can't do
climbed over.
that.
Right?
That's not
Yes.
safe.
Exactly, yeah, and the guys were like, "Yeah, go for it," right? You know what I mean? They were like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, go for it." And so she went to go climb the fence, and my mom, being my mom, was like, "Oh god, this is awful," and was like ran all the way back home and opened the door and was like, Mom, she's climbing the fence, she's trying to get into the bullpen," and like my I
Well,
love the
that's
way my
important.
mama
That's not
tells
being
it.
a tattle. That's like
No,
saving your
it's good.
stupid
Yeah,
sister's life. Yeah.
right, exactly. Listen, I'm with my mom on this one, right? But they still called her a tattletale. But
They called her a
she
tattletale for that. Why would they want to discourage that behavior? That behavior is
no,
important.
not my mama and papa. They're like it was just the
Oh,
thing that they
okay.
said that the sisters used to call them. Like everyone used to be like, she's such a tattleteller, right? But like my mama tells a story very funny of her like she was doing the dishes and like my mom swung open the door and was like, because my papa was still at work and she's like, gosh darn it, because she's a good Christian woman. So she like she described like slamming down the rag and like putting on her like putting on like taking off the apron and putting on like the shoes and then like sprinting down the road. They like go down there and be like, come here this instant, like that and stuff. And it's so funny to listen to them. Like
K-Jack, welcome.
another
Thank you
thing
for the
my sister did to
follow.
my mom is that
What'd
my
she do?
mom slept on the upper bunk bed because I used to have to share it was like a really tiny room and there was like three of them. So she tied her nightgown to the bunk bed and then told my mom to wake up and come here. And so my mom went to go get off the bunk bed and because she tied it, it just hung her there. You know what I mean? Like she just like it she went to go jump off the bed, but her nightgown was caught, so she just like hung in the air for a bit. And she's like, and like then it woke my mama and papa up, and they both got whoopings for that. But like,
whoopings. They got whoopings?
They got
Yo.
whoopings, yeah.
Okay, first of all, that is a haunting piece of you being in the South that I always forget, is that you're just like so casual about that. But second of all, Bo, try the reactive, because I think I set it up. I think
okay.
like it's working on my end. I don't know why it wouldn't be working on your end.
If you can send me, can you send me the individual link, and I'll I can get it to work that way. But yeah, no, I keep forgetting that whoopings is very much a southern thing.
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that.
You got whoopings.
Yeah,
right,
no, like you'll punish a kid sometimes, but not usually with a whooping. You'll punish them with like one smack, you know? Doesn't take a whole whooping.
It's working. I got it to work.
Yeah!
I'll put you
Look at me
on top of my head. There we go. Do you have any stories?
Me? I got lots of stories. What does that even mean?
Like, I mean, from like, your grandma and grandparents or anything like
Thank
that?
you for the follow.
Like any like interesting stories like that, where they're like, your mother, whatever.
I'm trying to think. I mean, my parents were pretty, how do you explain it? Like, exactly who they are now, They were just like very, very responsible people, My grandparents didn't have a lot to complain about. The thing that I'll always remember was that, like, the last time I ever got to speak to my grandpa, he was, it was like that night he died. And he was in the hospital, and he said to me about my mom, like, she's a very competent woman. And that was like,
oh,
that's like the thing that he had to say about her. He was a very soft-spoken man. Like the woman that he loved for 60 years, like his wife of 60 years, the thing that he said about her at their like 60th wedding anniversary was like, I thought to myself, that's a nice looking girl. Like he was just like a very soft-spoken, sort of like quiet kind of guy. And so like he didn't give a lot of praise. He didn't give a lot of insults either, but he was just kind of very patient and quiet, and he didn't give a lot of praise. And so when he said that about my mom, because he was like, where is she? And I was like, oh, she's out, but she'll be right back. And he was like, yeah, she's always out doing things. She's a very competent woman. And it just like, oh
so yeah,
sweet.
no, it's so sweet. There's something so, I don't know if it's a Southern thing. Maybe I don't think it is, of course. Maybe it's just my family, but everyone just says what they think at any point. I don't think I've had a family member where it's like, they say me, I am, surprisingly enough, which I guess that speaks volumes. Where they're like, yeah, Bo, you've always been the one that's like more like, you kind of think sometimes, like you just don't immediately say things. Which
you don't do that. You're one of the least filtered people I know. What does that even mean?
Exactly, right? So imagine what the rest of the family's like.
What's happening with the rest of them?
Like imagine what the rest of my family is like. Yeah, my dad's side is like, even like there's I don't know. My dad's side is probably the more crazier of the family. My mom's side is like very devout, like religious, if you know what I mean. And my dad's side is just kind of like, fuck it, we ball like 24/7. Like I told you like the stories and everything like that. Like my dad told me one time that they got caught shoplifting and the policeman couldn't be bothered to like take him down to the station. So they handcuffed him to a telephone pole. They like made him put his hand behind a
just the modern
telephone
day
pole.
stocks.
Yeah, and they put him on the thing, and kids kept going by and was throwing things at the other kid. That's
literally the stocks.
Yeah.
They just reinvented stocks.
It was crazy. Like they said he got the shit beat out of him when it happened to him. Like people went by and started beating the fuck up.
What the
Because they were like, yeah, they like mugged him.
See a tied up person and they're like,
they mugged him. They mugged him, and he was like, "Yep, I remember that." And he's like, "So I didn't shoplift from there anymore."
They mugged him. Dude, I'm so glad I'm not from the South. Holy moly.
No, this was from Baltimore. My dad grew up in Baltimore. So this was from him when he was
South. Maryland is the South,
right.
isn't it?
I don't know. I feel like I've always called it the North. We've called it the North.
I feel like Maryland is below the Mason-Dixon line. Am I crazy? Let me see.
It might be. We've always called it the North. Maryland is very south. Okay. So Baltimore, yeah. So I don't know. We've always called it the North.
Baltimore is below the Mason-Dixon line.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess that's just South things, I guess. But yeah, it was very, very funny. Not funny that it happened, but the story he told it, because he's like, man, Like I remember I had like a whole like quarter in my pocket and everything, and I was gonna go get food, and like I just thought I'd be a little mischievous and like like just maybe just pickpocket something, just snatch it real quick, and I was like,
Frick.
Jesus, Dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. This
I
didn't
love like
happen.
that's my favorite part about making friends with so many different kinds of people is the
Mhm.
like it feels like we're so vastly different from each other, like in terms of like upbringing and like everything, but we still get along. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
isn't that interesting that we've
No,
had
we had
so
very different childhoods.
very, very different, like wildly different lives, but we still somehow met and we're like, wow, this is my best friend. It's just I don't know.
Nice
It's
seeing you.
interesting to
Have a
me
good day at work.
that it can happen. I feel like that's I don't know. Maybe it's because I watch so many like movies and things like that, where it's like, we're from two different worlds, or
City
whatever.
mouse and country mouse, but the two of
Exactly,
us
right?
together.
Like, who would have thought like
Sunny!
the
Oh my
opposing?
gosh!
They would never fit together, and then
5
they become
gifted,
like
thank
best
you
friends. That's
so
like a Disney
much!
movie or something. I swear to God, it is.
Envious you!
What was
Welcome!
that
Thank
one
you so much
movie?
for the follow.
Wasn't there like a Disney movie about rats? Not Ratatouille. It was it's like an animated one. It
Are
has
you
like the
thinking
topless
of
girl in it.
what?
You don't know about this? There's like a Disney movie where in the animation they're like going by one of the windows and the people snuck in like a topless woman.
Wait, I do know what you're talking about. You're talking about The
Yes.
Rescuers. So The Rescuers is mid. The Rescuers is a bad movie, but The Rescuers Down Under spanks. I used to watch that movie just all the time over and over again when I was a kid. It was like one of the only DVDs we had, so I would just watch it over and over. Rescuers Down Under spanks. I still probably RESCUE, Rescue Aid Society, heads held high, touch the sky. Oh my god, I still know it. Yeah. Anyway, no, I
What is
love
that show about? I've never watched it.
It's not a show, it's a movie. It's 2
Oh,
movies.
what is it about? Is it just like rescue rats or whatever?
Yeah, okay. So it's yeah, the premise is that there's like a secret society of mice and rats, and they all over the world, when a child is in trouble, they call a meeting of the Rescue Aid Society and they send their finest agents to go and save them.
That's
Rescuers
sweet.
Down Under is way better than Rescuers. So in Rescuers, it's just kind of like a boring movie that doesn't really go anywhere. Rescuers Down Under is there's like animals, and he hangs out with the animals, and I was so jealous. That was all I wanted in the world. He gets to like ride a giant eagle, and I would watch that movie just like touching the screen, like, why can't it be me?
Why isn't it me? It should have been me, not them.
It should have been me.
I never watched that. The only thing I know about it is that topless thing. That's like, cause I watch like random top 10 facts about like, random shit sometimes. And I feel like one of them was like, oh yeah, they snuck in a topless woman.
That stuff will rot your brain. Don't just watch like the top 10 facts videos on YouTube. that's like rat poison for your brain.
But I learned about the topless girl in there.
I was literally watching freaking Watch Mojo.
No, it's not Watch Mojo. It's different than Watch Mojo. It's like, like sometimes it's about animation, sometimes it's about video games. Like there's a guy called Oddheader that I watch that does like, things left over in video games or like creepy things or
10
whatever.
things
and like,
you didn't know about in a video game.
Stop! It's interesting
Top
to
10
me.
YouTubers who swore.
Number 1.
Yeah, Fievel Goes West is also a rat mouse movie, but it is not Disney. That's what is his name? The weird animator who broke off and like made his own stuff. He made Thumbelina, which is a nightmare movie. He made Rats of Nim, Secret of Nim, which rocked. Don Bluth, thank you, Maple.
There we go.
Thank you. You're saving me. You're saving my life. Yeah.
Mal said it as well. Thank you, Mal.
Whoa, Maple is literally in Oddheader's DMs right now?
Oh, there you go. Boom.
Maple is like the coolest person I know. They just like drop stuff like that on me all the time. They just like they're like no more than 2 connections away from like every person who streams.
Every person ever.
Literally, I don't understand. Secret of Nim was fantastic. Also, the book was really good.
What is that?
It's about a bunch of rats that are experimented on.
Oh.
It's really good. Perils,
Is
welcome.
it?
Thank you for
It
the
sounds
follow.
dark.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what's lovely about Don Bluth's stuff is that it gets into really like. I feel like often people sort of condescend to kids, you know? Like they don't trust kids to handle kind of like weird, dark
Yeah,
stuff.
like deeper things.
And kids love weird, dark stuff, you know? Kids,
Oh yeah.
Kids are the ones who are always
FNAF?
asking, like, so when grandma passed away, is that like when the goldfish died and turned upside down and we had to flush it down the toilet? Did we flush grandma down the toilet? Like that's the stuff kids are on, you know? Kids love that stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that's very much true of like the horror indie thing now that we have, like with like FNAF. Like that's very much like I feel like it started off not with the intention of being what it is now, but like I feel like kids see things like that and they're like, this is so dark and edgy. This is so cool. Like every kid goes through that phase. Like
3 a.m.
mine was Shadow the
real.
Hedgehog.
What? That was Shadow
Yeah.
the Hedgehog for you? Like that's so cringe.
I got stop. It's not cringe. Shadow
It's a
the
little
Hedgehog, the
cringe.
game that came out for, I think I had it for the PS2. He swore in it, and that was the first game I ever played that he swore.
Oh my
Like, he
god!
would
They said
die
a
and
cuss word in a video
did.
game. Someone
he
call
did.
the police.
I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think that was possible. So it like I remember playing it, and he died, and went, "Damn, not here." And I have never jumped out of my seat faster in my life
says
to like
the
turn
D
down.
word?
Yes,
the D
Ellie.
word? Oh my
and
god!
then my mom didn't hear it, but I turned on the TV all the way, and I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" And I was like freaking out because I was like, "If she hears this, it's over for me. It's over for me." And
I'm
like,
gonna get arrested. I'm gonna go to
I'm
child
gonna get arrested.
jail.
I did think that. I was terrified. I was like, "Uh-oh," but that was my like my breakaway game. That was when that was my edginess. That was what it was for me. But no, I think nowadays kids like it's like FNAF and then like what's that one Roblox game that all the kids are playing now? Like the Doors, I think is what my niece and nephew called it.
Yeah.
It's like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Have you played it?
No, because I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Ghost, welcome.
Well, a lot of
Thank you for
streamers
the
have been
follow.
playing the dress up game. Have you seen that?
Yeah, and I love that for them.
Yeah, like that's like a new meta now is to play like the Roblox fashion show. I don't know what I always wonder where these things start. You know what I mean? Like who was the first one to do it and everyone was like, this is it. Now we need to do this. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's what a meme is. In the research sense. In the sense that like Chomsky meant when he coined the term, not in like the sense of like what it means now.
I know
But that's what
you
a
mean.
meme
Like,
is.
mimetic.
It's just like the way that an idea travels and evolves to make itself more communicable, just like we evolve to make ourselves also better at making more of ourselves.
I just always wonder, like, does the person that started it know that they did it? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it'd be so weird to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I have nothing planned for today. I'm gonna play the Roblox dress up game. And then like you go to sleep and wake up the next day and like 90% of streamers are like, Roblox dress up game, let's go. And you're like, wait, what? Like that would freak me out. I'd be like, what do you mean? What? Why? Why is this the thing? I guess it's, it's the newer generation coming in, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Newer
also,
generation
like,
likes
that's what we
Roblox.
do too, you know? I feel like it's always been like that. Everything always spreads, you know? Someone does, like, one thing that's fun on stream, and then everyone does it, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's just, I always wonder where it starts from sometimes, because I have no idea where this came from. It felt like, I think Cerber played it recently. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, yeah.
I think, yeah,
no,
I think I saw Cerber
I've
playing
had the Subathon on in the background while I work for, like,
Aw,
the
that's
whole
very
time.
sweet of you. Dude, I need to figure out how they do the, like, being able to, well, I guess it's full body tracking, of course, but I wonder what program they use to, like, move around and when they're playing a game to go and, like, shoot. I don't know if you saw them today, playing Half-Life Alyx.
Mm-hmm, of course.
Yeah, how do people do that? Where they have, like, their model still moving around, but, like, is that like a separate program? Or are they in VR chat and moving? Like, what is going on? Do you know?
You know, I haven't asked. I mean, she does have a 3D model, so probably wouldn't be that hard to get it in there.
I guess that is true. It's fully 3D. I need to ask her about stuff because at some point I want to do like VR stuff, but probably 2 computers. Oh my god, dude, could you imagine having 2 like souped up computers? That'd be fucking insane. I don't know what I would.
Yeah,
Where do I even put
either.
that? Where would
I would
I
never even
put
want that. But you can do a lot of VR stuff without that. You can do a lot of VR stuff with just one, you know? You gotta turn some
Yeah.
settings down, but it's like, it's not that. Listen, I was streaming in VR with my 3D
Uh-huh.
model when I was like literally using a bad old laptop that kept like cooled
I
by
can't
spinach.
believe you did that.
So like literally, it is possible. If you have a better computer than I do even now. So like you can run this stuff. It's not that demanding. You might have to turn stuff down. It might lag sometimes, but like you could.
Harley said, "Widowy,
Widowy?
widowy, you could run this. Widowy, you can run this game." Yeah, I need to do more VR stuff. I just have the headset I have right now is like the Vive, like the original like the headset that Valve released, and it's
Ooh.
so bad quality. Like the mic
No.
is so bad, Ellie. Like it sounds like you're through a wind tunnel sometimes when you're talking. Like it is compressed to hell and back. And now like like things are so like crystal clear. So I'm trying to save up to maybe get like a like they said the
Like a
Index is the
Quest?
one that I wanted.
Oh, dude, indexes are great, but they're spendy. Buki has an index. I'm really excited to go over there and just like roll around on the floor for amazing VR setup. I can't wait.
Does she have a whole room dedicated to that?
Yeah, literally.
Oh my god, dude.
Widowy.
That's fucking widowy, dude. They have a whole VR chat room.
They have a whole VR chat room.
A whole VR chat room where you can roll around and do a ton of cool stuff, dude. You should go check it out.
Cause she spent a lot of time doing VR chat stuff. She like had a whole community there and did stuff there. I don't really know all the deets. But yeah, no, she's like a real VR chat person. Like I guess Cerber is too though, right? Like she had a
Cerber
VR
said they
chat
play too, right?
Yeah. So
I'm
yeah,
terrified
I guess
to play VR chat with Bookie.
Oh yeah, me too. Dude, we're gonna get
I'm glad it's
killed.
not just me.
We're gonna get killed. Are you kidding?
I
Like,
have
of course.
we hit the goal for the VR chat stream.
Yeah.
And so I know that I don't know if you're gonna be free. I'm trying to figure out like what I want to do or who all I want to invite because I want to keep it to a like kind of a small group, but also like enough that we can go off and like look around at stuff and still all chat. You know what I mean? Like
welcome.
I don't want to
so
do
much,
what we did
Nicole.
last time where we played like a horror map. Because while that was fun, it was kind of like, you know, it was a little tricky to get everyone through some stuff. And I felt like it was like, So I'd rather just go to like very interesting maps and just look around with people. But I wanted to invite you.
Are you scared, Bo?
No, I'm not scared. You guys were the one. Wait, no, it was Shumimi that was scared when we last did that, right?
I didn't do that, so.
Yeah, that was Shumimi that did that.
I wasn't invited, so.
Oh, all right. I'm sure you were. Okay.
I wasn't.
You were busy.
Yeah, I mean, usually.
I'll invite you to everything from now on.
No, it's all good. You don't have to do that.
Forever. From this point onward.
The thing is, I'll mostly say no. I'll mostly say no because like collabs make me so anxious. Collabs with one person are fine, but collabs with multiple people, it just like it gets like exponentially harder for my brain to work the more people I'm like trying to communicate with while I'm big streamer Bo leaving out Ellie, of course.
Like, what can I do? I can't help it, guys. I got my 600 viewers right now, so I'm I'm a big deal.
He's got so much to focus on.
I got so much to focus on. My chat's going crazy right now.
Chat, go crazy. Chat, go crazy.
Go stupid. Go crazy. There's I mean, you did great during the collab with Cerber, Gomi, and I. I heard that you might have threw up though.
Shut up.
Is that true? Chat told me you threw up.
That's secret. I can't believe you guys told him. That was between us and God.
When did you throw up? What part?
That's none of your business. And I deleted the VOD, so it's definitely none of your business.
No!
Forever.
No! Oh man, you don't want the memories of you throwing up during a collab?
Yeah, as much as I would treasure those.
I mean, you pulled it off. I had no idea.
It was fun, but yeah, I have a lot of trouble knowing when it's my turn to talk when there's a lot of people. And so I kind of felt like y'all were goofing and it was so funny. And I was just kind of standing there like, wow, this is like when someone lets you sit at their lunch table.
I'm sorry. We should have included you more.
No, dude, you did include me. You included me plenty. I'm just bad at that.
I mean, I don't think
I get
I
better when I
understand.
spend more time. You know, like if
Yeah,
we
it
do it
takes
again, I'll
time.
be better, and then after that, I'll be better than that, right? Like it's like it was the first time. Of course, I was bad. That was like the biggest collab I've ever done. So
What that was?
yeah,
That was. I mean, yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is the
that was
biggest we
4
have done.
people.
I
I've
mean,
never done that.
you did fantastic. Like
Thank
I
you.
thought you did very, very well. Like, I mean,
That's
it
because
was
you
a
didn't
lot.
know I puked.
That what? Well, even if you did puke, I still think you did fantastic, regardless. Like,
Thank
you
you.
you soldiered on, which I think is the biggest step. You know what I mean? Like, like you were so nervous, you probably threw up, but you're like, all right,
I
let's
was
keep
really
going.
tough about it. I was really tough about it.
Yeah, like I mean, really though, that's super impressive.
Yeah, for
That you
Bo,
were
that was
like
a tiny collab. He usually has way bigger collabs than that.
so true. Like 12 or 16 people for real,
Yeah,
for real.
12,
Yeah, I
16
get that.
people. All of
Yeah.
Hololive all at
All
once.
of
Yeah.
Hololive, yeah. Just classic things. All of
How
Shoujo,
many people are in Hololive at this point?
a lot.
It's like a lot, right?
It's a lot. There's so many different generations. They have different branches too, like Indonesia and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
English and things like that. 37, 50 plus, some people said. I think
Yeah,
in like
it's
the
got to be
JP
more
they
than
probably
50,
have.
right?
I think it has to be more than 50 people. Like 56, some are saying. 56 of them. I don't know how that company can even keep track. You know they have like a $2 billion like studio capturing room
Oh
or
yeah, of
whatever it is?
course.
Yeah, like they showed it off one time and it was like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is worth
It's
$2 billion
incredible.
or whatever. And I was like, holy fuck. Like
Mhm. It's a
it,
whole industry, dude.
it's I mean, they really marketed on it. Hololive was great with it. They jumped on that
Smart.
that boat as soon as it
Smart.
started sailing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
just
want to do a 3D concert, but it's hard.
oh, you'd be so good at that. I would love to see that. I'm sure you could figure something
It's
out,
90
right?
now, dude. It's 90
It's
now.
90? Are you
Yeah.
sure?
That's so many
90
anime
Hololive
girls.
members. I'm gonna type it in.
That's a lot of
How?
anime girls.
Because that feels like a lot. How many
Yeah.
Hololive members are there?
They gotta
Oh
make
my
so
god,
much
yeah.
on merch. Yeah, I bet they do. I bet they do.
Yeah, it says
Yeah,
there's
Bo, if you
90.
would just save up a little, a big streamer like you could definitely afford something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Totally, yeah.
But Bo is so
I
bad with
make
his money. He's always just throwing it around, you know,
yeah.
giving
I mean when you're
$600 to Nyanners.
yeah, when you're rich like me, you know. When you're a
Yeah,
big
when you're
streamer,
rich
you have
like
so much
Bo,
money.
you could
You
maybe
just don't,
renovate your freaking bathroom, please.
yeah, you
I'm
just don't
begging
know what to
you.
do with the cash and it's like, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot, you know. I don't know. But apparently there's 89 of them, which that's a fucking massive company. That's so big. Like
Hello,
I wonder if they're gonna branch
yeah,
out.
that's
Oh,
gotta be one of the bigger ones, right?
yeah. I mean, they just recently added like an actual British person. I remember that was a thing
An
that was like a
actual
joke.
British person?
Yeah. Well, okay. So when it first started,
What does
a
that
Hololive
mean?
English. Okay, so there was a girl called Amelia Watson, and
Yeah, of course.
her entire thing is like Sherlock Holmes, kind of like time traveler.
I don't know
Sherlock Holmes
why,
fit,
but
but time traveler. And
yeah,
her
dude,
first like,
I'm just offended that you didn't think I knew her.
oh, I didn't know how deep into the Hololive hole you were. I didn't know if you were like just staring down from up top, if you were like in the hole, if you were like halfway. Like I didn't
I
know.
almost said I'm in every. What I meant was like, yeah, I like VTubers. If there's a VTube, if there's like an agency, I've
You probably
a
look.
corpo. Yeah, I've looked. I know who they got. You know,
Yeah.
I
Well,
just like
she
watching
did a
VTubers. I like VTubers.
VTubing's so interesting. I love seeing like the different ideas that people come up with for characters and stuff like that. I think it's cool that people can
OMG,
express
welcome!
themselves
Thank
in
you for
so
the
many different
follow.
ways and such. It's
Yeah, it's just
VTubing.
this weird little puppet show we all do together. I love it so much. I love it so much.
I love the idea of calling it a puppet show. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
You know what my grandma called it? She was like, that game show for cartoon characters.
That one, yes. I mean, they're not wrong. In some
Yeah,
cases,
she's
they're
kind
not
of right.
wrong.
She's halfway there.
Yeah, like they're closer than what my grandma and grandpa. Like, if I showed them this, I don't think they'd even comprehend what they were looking at. Like,
I think they'd get it. I think they'd figure it out.
they don't have phones or internet. I don't know if they would understand what anime even is.
But what
Like,
do
you know
they
what I mean?
do? But
They
what
just
do
watch
do?
TV. I don't know.
How
They
do
just
you
watch
tell them you're
TV.
coming over when you come over?
I called their landline.
They have a landline.
Yes, I have to call their landline. They have no cell phones or anything. They'd have a landline
Bo,
still.
please get them internet. Please get them internet, and then
We-
they can watch more westerns online. Get them Netflix. There's so many westerns
tried,
on
but
Netflix.
They just don't understand. They just don't get it. They're like, I don't know what this is. What have you given me? Like we tried to give them internet one time and they were like, I don't like this. I don't know what this is and it's freaking me out. Let's get rid of it. And we were like, at least try. And they're like, no, I don't want to. Yeah. They're like, no. I was like trying to tell her, I was like, Grandma, look, we could FaceTime. Like I could like call you and like we could just hang out and like, I could, check in on you guys and make sure you guys are okay or whatever. And they're like, nope, I don't want it.
Don't want it.
And I was
don't
like,
need
okay.
it.
Yeah, they're so stubborn.
That's
Like-
really sad.
It is, right? I was like, please, you like this stuff is like it benefits you more than you think it does. I think they feel like they've been like without it for so long that they don't need to, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, I've done them without it this long. Who says like I don't need it now? Right? I think that's just their approach to it.
That seems like a bad approach to most things.
That's what I said too. That's what I said too. I was like,
I feel bad
know.
for them. Cause like, I don't know, my grandma loves Netflix. She loves Netflix. She like somehow learned the phrase Netflix and chill without learning what it meant. She was like, every night, Netflix and chill. And we were like, Grandma,
Every
do not.
night?
Grandma, do not.
Grandma. I love it when old people learn new stuff. It's like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't use TikTok very much, but there's like that old lady that just like coughs a lot. You know who I'm talking about? Chat will probably know. Where she's like,
Silver,
people ask her
no.
questions, and she's just like, like someone asked her, they're like, "How long were you married?" And it was like, "I was married for like 60 years before the ops got him."
Oh my
It
God,
was like what they said back. Right? Yeah. And like they said the ops got them. Like they say things like that. It's so fucking funny. I can't remember what their name is, but they're like they just use like Zoomer like lingo and things like that. And like people just ask them questions on TikToks and they're like,
that's incredible.
yeah, it's so funny. Like someone said, what is it? A person asked a question and it was like, do you think he thinks of me? And they said, no, change your number. It was like their response or whatever. Like
That's so good. That's so good. My grandma, my grandma. There's like a peak her learning words story. So first of all, one time my cousin was being like a jerk just for fun. Like he's my worst cousin. He knows I think that. I have really good cousins though, so he's not bad. He's just my worst cousin. Like he just is. And my grandma was like, I think you're being a bit of a tool.
damn, got him, grandma.
And then the other one was like, my dog, her butt was itchy. And my grandma was like, is she twerking? And we were like, Grandma, why do you know what twerking is?
That?
And she was like, I do the crossword.
Wait, was twerking on a crossword at one point? Was that a thing?
It was, dude.
Did they describe it? Wait, did they describe? Wait, what the fuck? That's crazy that twerking made it to a crossword. That they described it as someone throwing it back. Like, is that what they did? Is that?
I don't know, dude. I don't do the crossword.
Has twerk been a Wordle word yet? I don't know.
Probably.
Oh, that would be. It has to be, right? I love Wordle.
Wait, you play Wordle? Still?
Yeah, I haven't played it a lot, but like if I have the chance to play Wordle, I will play it.
I feel like
so much
Wordle
fun.
was something that happened to us in the pandemic, and then it just kind of the pandemic. We don't do it anymore.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore. We don't talk about that anymore. It brings back the memories. We don't play Wordle anymore.
Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of things like that just like they were big during the pandemic, and now we're just like, no, we do not speak of that. Put that away.
Pandemic, I think, right? That's when it really blew up. VTubing, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why no one YouTubes anymore.
Yeah, no, VTubing's old school. Drop it. Who needs it?
Dead medium.
Dead medium. We're a dying art, everyone. I mean, a lot of people are going to like IRL stuff. I've noticed, like a lot of VTubers are just like Bal's been doing a lot of IRL stuff recently, and I think
but that's different because she's just been like doing weird cooking cosplays. Like I don't know if she's been like I still wouldn't call her an IRL streamer, you know?
Well, she did stuff with some other people too, like IRL stuff. Like she went to
those the animal sanctuary.
Yes, the animal sanctuary. Yes, Alveus, I think is what it's called. They went there, and then I think they did something recently as well, like on their channel. They asked like some tech YouTubers like cursed questions and such. Numi has done a few also. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are just transitioning back to like IRL, like very, very slowly. It's starting to like meld away with VTubing. Do you think VTubing is going to be a fad?
I mean, yeah. But, like, I don't think it's gonna go away. I just think we had kind of a crazy bubble because everyone was stuck inside, and, like, the bubble is popping. But that doesn't mean that, like, it's dead. That doesn't mean it's gone. I just think the bubble is popping. I mean, the market has been way oversaturated for a long time, which is part of something that I wish people talked about more. Like, when I started VTubing, I had literally no expectations for it. Like, I did not expect to, but I feel like people start now and they're like, okay, here are my milestones. Like, I'm going to make it to 100 concurrent viewers by this time. And it's like, you probably won't. Like even if you're really good, it's just quite likely that you won't. It's really...
There's so much competition.
Incredibly oversaturated. And that's, like, fine. Like, I don't actually think that's a problem. I think it's kind of fun that it's just kind of this infinite marketplace. But that being said, like, anyone getting into VTubing to make money, LOL. Like, you will be incredibly lucky if it's not a money sink. Like, in most cases, VTubing costs money. Do not ever expect it to make you money.
A lot of money. The models are like $3,000 sometimes, and if you can't get that back, then that's like you said, it's a money sink.
And honestly, like, that's a crazy amount of money to make on a hobby, right? Like, if you took up any other hobby and you made $3,000, you'd be really proud of yourself, right? Like, people just need to have that approach to streaming. I wish they did. I wish that people, like, expected less and could enjoy it more.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, how do I describe it? It's I've said it a lot, but it's like, when is enough kind of thing? You know what I mean? Like, you have to be satisfied with what you have you're not going to be satisfied with what you're going to get if you're not satisfied with what you have now, kind of thing, right? Like, it will never be enough. Like, it would just keep no, exactly, pushing itself. Yeah.
This is what I always say about music is, like, for me, making it in the music scene of a town is like, if I can play a show any Friday night I want to, right? If I can get a Friday night show any Friday night I want one, I've made it. That's what making it is, you know? People have these ideas of what making it is, and, like, no, you know, you're not gonna be Taylor Swift. Don't aim for that. But, like, aiming for, like, having comfortably a show when you want it, that's huge. That's like an enormous milestone, and people take it for granted because they have these dreams of grander things, and it's like, no, you just have to have, like, a realistic idea of what making it looks like for you, and then you have to be happy with that. Because, like you said, if you're not happy with that, you're not going to be happy if you get more either.
Exactly. And I mean, I feel like there's also things are so skewered in people's perspective nowadays. In terms of, like, what is successful and what isn't. Like, oh, you need to have 1K people to be successful or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's like, if I have like 20 people in my chat talking to me, like, I'm like, that's a lot of people to, like, consider, right?
That's like a whole classroom. That's
exactly. Like... And it feels good. Don't get me wrong. There is, like, that neuron that activates in your brain when you have, like, more, and you're like, wow, like, you know what I mean? But
number
like,
go up.
Number go up. Brain make happy chemical. Wow. But like, I do feel like there's a sort of, like, self-destruction that comes with it as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if number go down one day,
tailspin about it. It's like, no one is thinking about you that way. No one is thinking about it that way. You gotta relax.
Yeah, and I feel like it's also like the like tailspin of being like, oh, number went down today. What did I do wrong? What am I doing wrong? Oh God, is it all going downhill? Is it like, am I not good enough?
You know the thing about the pigeons in the cage?
No, tell me.
Okay, so they did an experiment where they, at random intervals, gave pigeons treats. And every single pigeon would just develop, like, a weird superstition where it would be like, oh, well, I put my head to the left and then a treat came out, so I guess I'll keep doing that. And so the pigeons, even though it was just, like, on a random or, like, pre-assigned interval, they would just, like, please, God, come on, give me a treat. I'm doing the thing. I'll do it harder, you know? And then eventually the treat will come out again because it's on an interval, and they'll be like, it worked. The head to the left worked. I'll just do it harder. And I feel like I watch people do that with their content where they're like, this worked, so I'll keep doing it harder and harder. And it's like, maybe don't though. Maybe.
Yeah, I see that a lot with YouTubers. Like, I feel like a lot of YouTubers get stuck in like a particular genre. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I did like just for example, a Fallout video about lore, right? And people liked it because people wanted to know about the Fallout lore
channel.
Now you're the Fallout, now you're the Fallout channel. And you know, I'm sure there's people that love Fallout enough that they could sit there and talk about it for like 6 years straight and just not be bored. Be like, this is the best fucking thing ever, right? I could not do that. I would have to like, I try to. So when I did Let's Plays for a while, the first thing I did was like, I did a lot of Bethesda stuff, like, so like Fallout, you know, Elder Scrolls and stuff, but I didn't want to be known as that because I knew that if I kept doing content around that, people would be like, this is the Bethesda guy. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, not really. I like Bethesda, but I don't want to be known as like, you know, that particular genre. But I understand like the dopamine rush that probably comes from uploading a video and then having it immediately blow up and being like, this is it. I need to capitalize on this now. Like, you know what I mean? And it's also that rush of producing more stuff, and then you're stuck in that cycle. I don't know. Content creation is scary sometimes.
Yeah, I think there is something really addictive about it. And if you don't kind of conquer that in yourself before you experience it, it threatens you. And I feel like I had sort of already conquered that in music, you know? Where like sometimes you have a really good show. Sometimes you get attention from someone a little bit bigger, a little more famous, and it seems like maybe it's going to go somewhere. And you have to conquer that in yourself then. So I feel like once I got to streaming, I already had that thing of like, no, don't go bother bigger musicians. They're people too. Treat them like people.
Exactly.
You know? And
that's
like,
what I'm trying to do with everyone else as well. The things that have happened. Like, I need to remember my place. You know what I mean?
Well,
I need to remember.
Remember your place is such a dark way to put it. But the thing is, like, when the raid first happened, I felt like everyone was like, go be friends with Vettel. Go talk to Vettel. Go write to Vettel. And like, I don't know, we talk, we write to each other. But like, first and foremost, I just never wanted him to feel like an instrument to me. And I never wanted it. Yeah, I just kind of, it was much more important to me that like, I don't know, we talked on normal terms like normal people, and that it never be like trying to get that collab, trying to get that rush of growth again. Like if I'd ever get that rush of growth again, I'm fine with that. I don't know. Like I've said, I have my dream job. Like and this is making, like, this is so far beyond made it for me. Like this is, I've more than made it. This is my streaming career. If this is the apex of it, rock on. I won.
Yeah, you've done fantastic. You've grown so much and everything like that. So I mean, no, I mean for real, you have. It's incredible. But yeah, I mean, listen, like I've said it before with everyone. I think there's certain people that will be given, like, for example, like the raid, that it's going to be like, I need to reach out to everyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like there are going to be people that are going to rush for it, and I have to an extent kind of tried to keep in my lane. You know what I mean? Like, I've had some moments where I was like, oh, you know what? I've watched this person before. I'll go right into them, right? Yeah. If I like high numbers and stuff. And it just so happens that it comes back, right? And the whole Neanders thing was completely, like, that was out of left field. But, like,
well,
I do agree.
Rated you! You didn't, that wasn't your fault. She rated you!
Right. No, I know. But, like, I felt bad.
You had no way of knowing that was gonna happen.
But I meant more so of, like, in the idea of being, like, you know, hey, you gotta know, like, where, like, I don't want to say know your place kind of thing, because like you said, that's a dark way of putting it. That's so like
dark. Ellie, know your place. Ellie, go to your corner.
No, I meant more so myself. I was like, okay, man, remember where you are.
Go to your corner.
Remember where you are. You know what I mean? Like, just stay where you are. This is a good place for you. All right, just stay where you are and where you have been. Kind of like mentality.
Yeah, I don't know. Just be happy where you are. You won't be happy where you go.
Exactly.
That's everything. That's everything.
That's like
that's working out too. You know?
Yes, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
that's any kind of body modification. That's, you know, even getting a haircut, right? Like if you're not okay with how you look now, you're not going to be okay with how you look if you're hotter. And if you're not okay with being not that famous, you're not going to be okay with being slightly more famous.
Yeah, no. That's like speaking of like the dopamine rush thing. I remember reading about like some people say that like, getting text messages from people or like Snapchat and stuff was giving people dopamine rush because it would be like a message sent to you from someone. And I wonder if in the same like breath if like chat messages are kind of like that for people. You know what I mean? Like I wonder if
Oh, I
that's like a
could see
constant
that.
dopamine. You know what I mean? Like an unknowing dopamine to like see like an active chat going on and being like, wow. Like you know what I mean? Like it's some of it's directed toward you.
That's my little friends in the computer.
That's them. That's all the voices in the computer. Look at them. Wow, 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 wow. They are real. They are real. But I think about that a lot with the dopamine rush because it's so addicting. It's so weird that our brain does that, isn't it? Like what could have given us a dopamine rush from like back then? Like I don't
Dude,
understand like what it could have
anything
been.
useful that we did. Are you kidding? Talking to big groups of people, being accepted by your peer group, you know, doing something that someone you think is cute thought was cool. These are all things that are still useful in like the Paleolithic, right? Doing something that's useful for your community, getting a big project done that's useful for everybody, right? Inventing something, you know. These are all things that give you dopamine, and they're important. There's a reason that we seek it out, and it's because it's useful for us to seek that out.
I just wonder if it was addictive as it feels like it is now. Like you know what I mean? Like the constant. You know what I mean? Like do you
I mean,
think that back
I think
then
that
someone
people sort of overblow the whole addictive dopamine thing.
really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think addiction broadly has to do as much with environment as it does with substance. Like, for example, I mean, do you know about Rat Park?
Mm-mm.
So a guy did an experiment basically where he gave rats optionally water bottles that were just normal and water bottles that contained addictive substances.
Oh,
And
okay.
the rats would almost always choose addictive substances, right? Because they live in a miserable little box and there's nothing for them to do. But then he built Rat Park. And Rat Park had all the best things to do. Rats could go hang out with each other. They had a lot of cool toys. They had places to run around. And in that setup, most rats did not overuse the addictive substances. I think that part of the problem is really that we are lacking access to like good healthy sources of dopamine. And not
Like
that like
social?
yeah, like we don't have opportunities to like get social dopamine naturally. We don't have opportunities to like, you know, a lot of the jobs that we do now, they don't give you a source of like achievement, accomplishment that's like sustainable, you know, and useful
Right.
to you. And I think that if we had access to that, you know, if we had that sense of accomplishment from what we did and from the people we interacted with, I think that it wouldn't be a problem that, you know, we can get addicted to sources of dopamine on the internet.
I did not know about this. I did not know there was such a rat park. What did okay, I have to ask. What did Rat Park do you know what it looked like? Was it like massive?
Oh yeah, here I'll send you a picture of Rat Park.
Okay, yes, please. I want to see Rat Park so bad. Rat Park sounds fucking amazing. It was huge. Was this like this was like a laboratory, right? That did this?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason I just imagine someone in New York just giving rats like substances and
Like
then like
sewer
building a
rats?
park.
Like
Yeah, I
there's a
didn't
guy in
know.
the sewer just like, here's a little bit of
Here's a-
drugs for you.
Here you go, rats. Eat up, children. Grow
Wait, that's
strong
so
and
good.
smite my enemies.
That's so good.
Isn't there like a rat guy in New York?
There's a lot of rat guys in New York. Have you ever been to New York?
No, I haven't. I've never
It's
left
a
my
piss
state except for
city.
once.
Dude, come
Oh yeah, you
visit me
told
in
me
New
about
York.
piss puddles. I
Oh,
told
it's
you I would.
disgusting, dude. Yeah, come visit me in New York. I'll take you to the Times Square Olive Garden, the fanciest restaurant in the whole world, probably where the
Oh God,
president eats.
I don't know if I have money for that.
Well, I'll pay for you.
Are you sure? That's a lot of money to ask for me just coming over to hang out.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I figured I'd be buying you dinner. I feel like that's just like the appropriate hostess thing to do. Like if someone comes to visit you, you buy them food, right?
I guess so, yeah. I
That's
just like these. I just like that. I figured I'd be buying food for you anyway.
because I'm a good hostess. Because I'm a
You
considerate
fucking
hostess.
broke ass. Figured I'd be buying food for you, fucking peasant.
Yeah, New York is disgusting. I hate that I live here, but I
You
love
gotta
my
do.
job, so
Yeah. I don't know. My mom went to New York once, and she said she's never going back.
oh, reasonable, fair, yeah.
Yeah, she said, "Nope, I hated it. It was too loud, too crowded, too many
The smells, it's the
annoying." Yeah, the
smells for me.
smells.
The
She's like, "I'm just
smells.
gonna stay here." And I was
There's
like,
a lot
"Okay."
that's cool. I like that there's robust public transit. I think that's fun. I like that I can get anywhere I want for like basically no money. It smells like hot garbage and piss because at any given moment you are no more than 10 feet from hot garbage and piss.
Classic cities. We love them so. Humans just being humans.
Yeah, and it smells like BO, and you're just very close to people all the time, and they walk into you, and the tourists are always just like stopping to gaze at things, and then you have to like hustle past them. You're like, people live here, people have to work here. Like you can't just stop in the middle of the sidewalk. Anyway,
That is what I'm scared
yeah.
of. I'm scared of like accidentally just stopping to take in because I have not seen a building that's like really
Bo
really
has
tall
not
before.
seen a building.
No, like a really tall like a skyscraper I haven't seen before. Like I've never seen a skyscraper in person.
Well, they're very tall.
So
I don't know.
yeah,
I guess
feel
because
like
I
I'd
grew
just
up
be.
seeing them. They're just not that. It's just like that building sure is tall.
I know. I would be like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I would definitely have to like stop somewhere and be like, hang on, Ellie, wait a minute. Like, what the fuck? I gotta hang on.
I gotta absorb this.
I gotta absorb this. I gotta like, isn't there a thing like where people that go to a city they get like paranoid or whatever? Like, there's like some kind of like fear about like how
Yeah.
crowded and like tall the buildings are. It feels like you're suffocating. Some people think, or
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, I definitely had that when I moved here. Like this feeling like they were just gonna fall in on me.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It feels weird to see something like blot out the sky. You know what I mean? To be like, what the fuck? It's like, wait, humans are allowed to go
That's
that
messed
high?
up. Yeah.
That doesn't feel right. We shouldn't be allowed. Tower of Babylon? Is that what it was? What is it?
What I do
Tower
like
of
about the city, though, I
Mhm.
like the Tower of Babel is what you're thinking of.
Tower. That's what it was.
Um,
What do you?
I like the pigeons. I like the pigeons
That.
a lot, dude.
Why?
Love the pigeons. I like the rats too. Cause they're like cute and they're around and they take themselves so seriously and they don't know that they're just like little guys.
Are they mean?
No,
Oh, okay.
they're
They're not
not
like
mean
geese.
at all. No, wait, why would they be mean?
I don't know. I've never seen a pigeon. How would I know?
You've never seen a pigeon?
I don't think so.
What? Come on,
I
you got it.
I don't think I've seen a pigeon before.
Okay, I'm finding a picture. Cute pigeon. Oh my god, look at them. Okay, Bo. I'm just gonna send you a link to this. You just scroll through at your leisure, okay?
Okay, I'll just go look through cute pigeon.
They're so cute. They're so cute.
Isn't it true that pigeons were once like trained to be pets by humans and then
Oh yes.
we abandoned them?
Pigeons are not wild. They are feral. They are a domesticated animal. So
That's sad.
seagulls are the pigeons of the sea? No, seagulls are way meaner than pigeons. Seagulls are
Yeah,
way
seagulls
meaner than
still
pigeons.
shit.
Jay Bite,
Do
welcome.
pigeons steal
Thank you for
things
the
from you? Like if you're
follow.
eating like food, will a pigeon come up and just like snatch it from you?
No, because there's so much food everywhere in the city that like
Oh,
they don't really feel the need to steal. Like if
Pigeons are
you feed
so
them, they'll
sweet.
accept it. They'll accept a gift, but you know, they're not motivated to steal. Seagulls,
think
on the other hand, they'll snatch.
those guys are crooks. Yeah, those guys are
Yeah.
crooks and vandals.
No,
and
their living is crime, and I love that
Yeah.
for them. Honestly, I think very cool and based of them. But yeah, no, the seagulls will destroy your day. But pigeons are sweet little baby boys, so
I've never seen a seagull, obviously, but I've seen I've seen like geese. And geese are kind of like seagulls, I imagine, right?
oh no, they're nothing like them.
Oh, but they're both assholes, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, I figured.
So geese are fowl, right?
Yeah, they are. True.
No, FOWL. And seagulls are higher water birds. They're
Higher water
I don't know
birds.
how interesting this is to anybody. Yeah, so water birds versus higher water birds. So water birds usually refers mostly to the fowl. Whereas higher water birds, big news, welcome, thank you for the follow. Are our members are neonaths. So you've got, broadly speaking, paleonaths, neoaves, and fowl, right? And so paleonaths, they're the weirdos, right? Like an ostrich is a paleonath, obvi. And then you've got like neoaves, which is basically everybody who isn't the fowl or the weird ancient guys, right?
The weird ancient ones, the old gods.
Yeah. Which are the paleonaths.
Yes.
So the neoaves, because it's such a big group, contains another set of water birds, another completely independent set of water birds, called the higher waterfowl. And that's probably the group that penguins belong to. That's certainly the group that seagulls belong to, whereas geese are fowl. So.
I see. But they're both assholes, though.
Yeah, although it's complicated because geese don't want to steal what you've got. Geese are mostly grazing animals, which is really interesting. I was talking to my dad the other day about how weird it is that a grazer could work as a flying animal. You know, because grazing requires you to take in an enormous amount of food, keep it in your body for a very, very long time, and have like a very long digestive tract to break it down, which just seems like it would be a bad strategy if you had to be light enough to fly. Geese are very territorial. They're very protective. They don't want you coming near their chicks. But they don't want to take anything from you. Yeah, cassowaries. Cassowaries are some of the
those things
coolest
are
birds
demons.
alive. And those are paleonaths, obvi.
I watched a video of someone being on a beach one time, and like one of the cassowaries approached him.
No, that's scary.
Yeah, and he had to like back up, and he had to be like yelling at it or whatever it was, and the thing just did not give a shit, and it was just kept like slowly stepping closer toward him. Like it was freaky. It felt like an intimidation tactic on its end. It was like slowly stepping closer toward him. Every time he took a step back, it took a step closer, and it was just like, what do you do? Like, what do you?
They're all dinosaurs, but they're especially dinosaurs somehow to me.
Yeah, no, I mean they're freaky looking. Are they related? They're related to ostriches, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? How did an ostrich not become that?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
You know what I mean? Like the cassowaries are like they want you dead. You know? Cassowaries
ostriches are no joke. They'll attack you.
Really?
Oh yeah. No, ostriches will absolutely attack you. They'll ruin your whole day.
I've seen things of like have you seen the one of the bikers and then like they go by and the ostrich starts chasing them?
No, what is that?
You haven't seen that? There's a video of like I guess you're just biking around somewhere and so an ostrich just suddenly comes out of nowhere and just starts chasing them. And they have to like pedal faster to get away from it. It's like going downhill or whatever. I have so many videos I have to send you.
What is this?
The ostrich? No, wait. It wasn't ostrich. It was emus, right? That fought the war in Australia?
Oh yeah, that was emus.
Yeah, that was the emu war, right? That's when Australia lost?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are so emu, ostrich, and cassowaries are all the same.
What do you mean they're all the same? They're all related.
Like yeah, that's what I meant.
They're all paleonaths.
Yeah, they're just the same kind of like birds.
Although ostriches are the most distantly related from the other paleonaths of all the paleonaths. Every other paleonath is more closely related to every other paleonath than they are to ostriches.
Do you ever? This is kind of sad. Do you ever go to like Wikipedia and type in like an animal's name to see if it's endangered or not?
What?
Do you do that?
No. What the frick is that? What? I thought there were so many places that could have gone. I thought you were just gonna be like, oh yeah, like find like a cool thing. Do you ever like type in an animal's name just because you like want to know more about it? No, just to see if it's endangered.
Sometimes I see like a really cool bird and I'm like, oh man, that's so cool, and I'll go look at it to make sure that it's not like extinct because I want to make it. I don't know. Is that weird? I just want to make sure they're okay. I'm like, "Are you doing fine?" You know, I'm worried about him.
That's incredibly sweet. It has the same vibe as just sending like a "Are you okay?" text to a friend out of the blue.
Yeah, just thinking about you. Are you okay? Are you
You
still
okay?
good?
You
Are you
okay?
good?
Dude, do you
Haven't
ever
heard
have
from you
like
in a
a
hot
bad
minute.
dream about a friend or family member and then you write to them when you wake up and you're just like, "Hey, just checking in, no biggie, just seeing if you're like alive."
I don't think I've ever had a nightmare that involved like my family being
Wait,
like hurt or
really?
anything like that. Yeah, no. I most of my nightmares, the one that I always remember, I barely get chased in my dreams or anything like that. The ones I always have are like I'm in a car with someone and we're going down the road that leads to my mother's house and it's kind of like on a hill and they'll go down the road and rather than stopping, they'll just keep driving and then we'll go off the hill like we'll like launch and then we're about to fall and then when I'm about to like hit the ground, I wake up.
Bro's just playing
That's
Mario Kart.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's terrifying. Mario has is insane to do that because I wake up in a cold sweat every time, but that's like my most frequent dream.
So you never just like have a dream that like your friend is sick?
No,
Dude, I have
no.
those dreams all the time. I have those dreams all the time that it's like, "Oh, well, my dad was diagnosed with cancer," you know?
Oh my god.
And then I
Yeah,
like wake up and I have to call him and just be like, "Hey dad, you know I love you, right?" And he's like, what is what is this?
what is this? What do you
What do
what
you
are you telling
want?
me right now?
What is
So if I ever get a
happening?
message from you that's like, "Hey, just checking in," I'm like, "Did you have a nightmare?"
Yeah. Yeah,
No, I don't have those.
basically.
I don't know why. I rarely dream about like I don't even remember my dreams. I don't dream a lot about like streaming or like friends or anything like that. It's just most of the time it feels like it's nonsense. That's the best way
Just
to describe
random
it.
but like nonsense that isn't related to what you do or the people you
Yeah.
care about.
It's just random
Dude,
stuff. Like
what happens? You're just playing Mario Kart, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, that's a nightmare. The one that I remember is like I have this one dream of a giant whale hitting like a skyscraper and then they were like, "Oh no, there's a bomb inside of it. You have to go in there to defuse it, Bo." And I had to go inside the well and defuse the bomb and I came out and everyone was like, "Yo, he did it." That's my kind of dreams.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So my dreams are pretty
Dude,
cool is what I'm getting at.
I have a
My
lot of
dreams are
dreams about
awesome.
work. I don't think I've had a lot of dreams about streaming, but I have a lot of dreams about work. But often that's like on purpose. I feel like if you think really hard about a problem you have to solve before bed, then you often will dream the solution. Like that's often what happens to me. Like if there's a design thing that I can't figure out a good way to do, I just like think about it really really hard before bed and then I usually have a dream where I figure it out.
That is super I don't think I've ever had a dream solve a problem for me.
Wait, really? Like never?
Yeah,
Not even like
never.
a
I
little
don't
problem?
No, I don't think I've ever had a dream where it was like, and this is the solution to the problem. It's just I wake up and it's still a problem. It's
You
I
should
don't
try thinking about stuff that you need to solve right before bed.
I don't know. I was gonna try to do like lucid dream. Have you ever done that
Yeah,
before?
of course.
I have never like lucid dreamed before, and I really, really wanted to. So I was like, I like watched a couple of videos on how to like somewhat lucid dream. It's like, what is lucid dream? It's like a weird in between dreaming and being awake, right?
Well, I mean, it depends. So, lucid dreaming refers to a lot of different things depending on who's saying it and how. But in the broadest definition, it's just when you know that you're dreaming while you're dreaming.
I feel like I'd freak out if I realized that. You know what I mean?
Wait, so you never lucid dream?
No, I've never lucid dreamed before.
Wow, that's interesting. I feel like a lot of people will have the occasional lucid dream.
No, I wanted to. I would remember like being in
That's so
high school and being
interesting.
like, lucid dreaming would be so much fun. And like I watched like a couple videos. I was like, oh, do this and this to like help, But I can't. I legit cannot lucid dream at all. I mean,
So, for
never mind. I'm not gonna go
me,
down that path.
lucid dreams, okay, so there are levels of lucid dreaming, right? There are lucid
Uh
dreams
huh.
where you know that you're dreaming, but you don't really have a lot of influence over what's happening. And then there are lucid dreams where you know that you're dreaming and you can like influence certain things easily in the dream, but not everything. And then there are lucid dreams where everything, it feels like it's just molded from the clay. And these go in a very bad direction for me. I actually find them really horrifying because anything you picture will appear there in front of you, anything you think of. And so you just try so hard to keep your brain empty because your brain suddenly starts trying to come up with every scary thing you can think of. And they're just being constructed out of this dream world clay around you. And it's awful because then you try and picture someone that you do want to see, someone that you do. But the thing is, your dreams, they're not that good at constructing things like faces, right?
Yeah, I've heard about
It's just that you're sort of like out of it when you're dreaming and you're not really paying attention, and so it doesn't matter. But if you're actually sort of like awake, alert yourself, and you're trying to construct someone that you know or care about in the dream, they look horrifying. They look so wrong no matter what you do.
I've heard this. Like faces in dreams are like never like right, or like maybe it was something like if you've seen like a random like bypasser, that there's a chance that their face will end up in your dream, like someone that you saw for like a
Yeah,
split
I've
moment.
heard that. I have no idea if it's
Yeah,
true, but I have heard that.
I always wanted to lucid. That's crazy that you can lucid dream though. Does
Oh
that
yeah.
not? Is it constant for you?
So, I mean, I've talked about this a little on stream, but when I was a little kid, I was really scared of falling asleep because I used to have awful nightmares. I used to
Mm-hmm.
have really bad night terrors, and I would get sleep paralysis, and I wouldn't be able to get out of it. And so I would try and keep myself from falling asleep. So I would just like pile up pillows to keep myself sitting up, and I would just like try and distract myself, and I would read under the covers for as long as possible. But eventually you'll get so exhausted that you will just sort of fall asleep with your eyes open. And falling asleep with your eyes open with full awareness, going from consciousness to dreaming state without ever really passing totally into unconsciousness, that's called wake-induced lucid dreaming. And it's a very different kind of thing. It's a kind of deep, horrifying meditation. I didn't know any of that at the time. It's just what happens if you try and keep yourself awake like that. It doesn't help with the whole nightmares thing. But for a long time, I didn't know that you were supposed to close your eyes when you slept. Like, I learned that at a sleepover party when I was older. My sisters hated sharing the room with me. The three of us shared a room, and they hated it because I had sleepwalking issues. Like, I would just sit up in the middle of the night, and I would just like say things that they didn't enjoy.
Oh yeah, you told me that. You say like
Yeah.
really like weird, creepy things, didn't you?
And I would just be like lying there with my eyes open, you know, doing like the rapid eye movement stuff, but with your eyes open, which doesn't look very good apparently. So yeah, no, I kind of always had sort of a weird approach to dreaming, I guess, and sleeping. But yeah, no. So a little bit haunted, right? little spooky.
Just a little bit, just a little haunted.
But overall, yeah, I've always lucid dreamed because that was, you know, how I fell asleep when I was a kid.
Man, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't even know what to do if I did lucid dream. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I was younger, I was like, yo, if I lucid dream, I want to be able to like fly like a superhero, or like, you know what I mean? Like be able to see like my town, like let my brain construct my town and like be able to fly or whatever. You know what I mean? Or like fight in a fantasy world or something. I don't know, something
Richie,
nerdy,
thank
right?
you so
But
much
like
for the sub. Nothing yet.
I don't think that's how lucid dreaming works. Like I've always just been told it's whatever you imagine appears there. That's how lucid dreaming works, which is
It
super
certainly
fascinating.
can be. And for me, the best one is sometimes I just think about space. I just allow myself to float through space, and I just see just the grandness of it and all the stars, and I just feel so at peace and weightless. That's what I usually do when I have control in dreams.
I remember that because you said we talked about this one time where we were like, you're like,
Yeah,
no, I think
Ellie.
I'd be okay if I just got lost in space or whatever. It was like you said something like that. I feel, and we were like, no, Ellie, that'd be terrifying. And you're like, no, I think it'd be beautiful actually. And it's like, what? I feel like I remember you saying that, but that's
I
a
think
very
space
Ellie.
is lovely precisely because it's so boring.
You like the like nothing kind of changes kind of thing, right? Or if it
Yeah.
does, it's so far away that it doesn't even bother you. It's very, very stale is what space
Yeah.
is, right?
Slow.
Yeah,
Low stakes.
I don't have any dreams about things like that. Like my dreams are so out of my control 24/7. Like I think I remember some of my dreams because I used to write them down when I woke up. Like,
Oh, dude, you
oh,
should do that again.
I have one that I very vividly remember. It was kind of like a nightmare. But it was one where I wrote it down. So hang on. My tracking's gonna disappear real quick because I'm gonna read out this thing that I
Yeah.
wrote real quick.
Read us your dreams, Val. Read
Let's
us your
see.
dreams.
Let me see here. if I can find
He's
it. Okay.
here. He's seeing
So
here.
here's what I wrote exactly. And I wrote this the moment I woke up, so it's kind of crazy.
Mhm.
Let's see. Okay, this is the Shumimi one that I had a dream about. Let's see. And then this is
You
another one.
had a
Okay.
Shubi dream?
Yeah, Shumimi was in it. They're
I love how earlier you were like, I don't really dream about my friends or streaming, and then you dreamed
well, I
about a
don't.
streaming friend. You
That was
freaking
like
liar.
a rarity thing for me.
You
That was like a
liar.
rarity.
Liar,
So,
liar.
okay. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a pool, and I drew the drawing, and it's really freaky actually. But it's a drawing and it's just like a pool, I remember, and then falling down into the pool and sinking all the way to the bottom. And at the bottom was like, like on a submarine, the little like the turn ones that you have to do, like to open a hatch, like one of those hatches. You know what I'm talking about? It has like the wheel on the
Yeah.
top and you have to turn it in order to open
Yeah,
it.
I can picture
So
it.
at the very bottom was one of those. And it was
Welcome.
open.
Thank you for the
And
follow.
inside of it was just this black abyss. And I was sitting there staring at it, and a face appeared. Like it was like it had two big eyes and a massive frowny face. And it just said, "She sank to the bottom." And then I woke up.
No.
Yeah. So
That's
that's one of the
bad.
dreams I had. Yeah.
That's
I was
not
like, what does that
allowed.
mean? I was
That's
like, what does
real
that mean?
bad. I don't
Yeah,
like any part of that.
So here's the one that I had where it's kind of funny. Let's see. I had a dream where I met someone who wasn't Shumimi. Okay, that wasn't Shumimi. I guess I thought it was in my dream. It was like, no, I'm not Shumimi. But knew all of our friend group, and it was the first time meeting in a while. Childhood friend's sister was there, so my childhood friend's sister was there, and I was showing
Okay.
her around. They lived in a normal
Nice.
house, but toward the end, it transformed into something like a warehouse where you could do magical things, like become whatever you wanted and jump really high, and everyone asked for different things. We were all having fun, but then the lights began to grow dimmer, and a person walked out and started to become more agitated and annoyed with us. I'd asked to become something, and he'd ignore me or just do the opposite. One friend said I became a duke and went to go step through a door that seemingly ate him, and all that came out was a musket. The room was dark now, and with an inhuman speed, the person that walked in charged me in the darkness. I could only see his white face, and he practically jump scared me. He said, "Actually, you die alone." I wanted to get away and be quiet, so I jumped into the air to hover to avoid him, but he somehow followed me and slammed me into the ground where I woke upon impact. So that was another dream.
That's a wild dream, dude.
Yeah.
That didn't solve a single problem you had.
No, yeah, no. I don't solve my problems in it. Let's see.
You just get slammed.
Let's see. Okay, this one isn't good. Okay.
Blame the black mold. Yeah, that's why you're having
the
all
black
these
mold
dreams,
did that.
Classic black
here's
mold.
Here's one I had recently.
Mhm.
So I went to a place and bought multiple VHS tapes that were just random, and I put them
They
in,
still
and they
sell
depicted
those?
well, in my dream they did. Depicted on it was a couple in a country home, isolated. They had a ghost that lived with them that genuinely existed, and they would prove it with each tape. One of them started with her asking it to pick up a small Christmas tree, and it did. And she went higher, and it did. And it raised it higher. Seemed happy till the final tape. She was presented in a box. She said, "I'm a wife and I belong in a box. I'm a wife and I was presented in a box. I'm meant to be a wife. I'm a wife." She screams while wearing a wedding dress and runs down the hallway crying hysterically as all the other characters open the door for her while wearing wedding attire.
That's why I'm not a wife.
That I don't understand what that one means.
That's
Like
why
that one
I'm
was like
not
really
married.
creepy.
Dude,
I
that's
remember
really deeply upsetting.
Yeah, I remember that one because it was the video was
That's
filmed
so scary.
like it was like a wooden hallway, and I remember the VHS tape was set at the end of it, and she was sitting at the end of the hallway, and she was saying, "I'm a wife, I belong in a box." And also at the beginning of the first VHS tape, it started with her being in a box and them opening it up and she going, "Hi," and they're like, "Hey," and it was like a funny couple thing, like, like they're just like being goofy. And then at the end of it, she said that she's like, I was in a box. I was meant to be in a box. I'm a wife. I belong in a box." And then I remember like the most death curdling scream you could ever imagine. And she just ran down the opposite side of the hallway. So it was like an L shape. The camera was at one end. So she went down the other, screaming and crying. And then someone picked up the VHS camera and then rounded the corner. And then down that hallway was like a wedding procession where it was just people opening a door and they were all wearing wedding gowns and stuff like that. And that's where I woke
Bro,
up.
I don't want to be a wife ever.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
that's
even
the kind of
know if
dreams
I
I
want to go to
have.
other people's weddings anymore.
That's the kind of dream I have. That's the kind of shit that I get. So
Oh
I wouldn't consider
shoot.
those nightmares. I just consider those like, huh, like that's weird. You know what I mean?
That's a nightmare. What do you think a nightmare is?
Well, I mean, I didn't get scared. I was just like, wow, that's weird. Like, you know what I
That's
mean?
so scary, dude. That's gotta be
What?
scary to you. How do you not get scared by that? That's scary.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I like that one, the last one I just described, like that was such like a weird dream because it felt like it was so long. Because each VHS tape was like they were doing something different. Like the part where it was like the ghost was like holding up the Christmas tree and they were proving it. I remember very vividly there was a glass door to the right of like where the camera was being, and I don't know who was holding the camera, but
Uh-huh.
there was like a glass door to the right, and the guy that was like married to her was sitting outside smoking a cigarette. And like I remember her trying to get his attention and he just wasn't paying attention to her. So it felt like every tape he was getting more and more distant from her or something like that. And then it ends with that last note where she like runs away crying, screaming like down the hallway. And then someone just picks up the camera quietly and then rounds the corner and it's just like a wedding procession. And I was like, huh, I wonder what that
Horrific.
means. Yeah.
Genuinely horrific. Horrifying. Very scary.
I don't know. That one I woke up kind of like, huh, more than I did be like, oh, like in a cold sweat or whatever, That was more like that was interesting. I'll write that one down. Yeah. And I
I
still don't know what
dreamed
the
like
pool one.
elaborate
Hmm?
romances with both Slender Man and the clown from It. Do you know about this?
No, wait. Okay, wait, let me hear this. Tell me about this.
Oh, dude, both were like really intense, like beautiful stories. I don't even know how to tell them on stream in a way that would make sense.
Let's try. Let's see what we can do.
Okay, so the upshot is, and this was all, I discovered it throughout the course of this the dream. It wasn't just like this, but so the deal is, Slender Man had been caught, and I was hired to help create an interface to get information in and out of the communication device that he seemed to have. And so
Uh-huh.
basically, what happened was he belonged to an alien species that had been a hive mind, not by nature, but by invention. So they had created such good tools for communication that they had evolved around these tools. These tools had become almost part of them. They had a biological interface for this mechanical device. And so everyone thought it was a weapon, but it was actually just the ability to tap into a hive mind. And the amount of knowledge that you got from that hive mind made you crazy, gave you that slender sickness, right? Right? The sickness
Uh-huh.
that Slender Man gives you, it's not something that he's doing to you. It's just what it feels like to be seen and understood by that many people at the same time. And
Yeah?
we connected on that level precisely once.
Like Avatar?
What do you mean, like Avatar?
When they connect the little hair
Well, but that's
strands
not
together?
really a hive mind. It wasn't like
Oh,
that. It was like I connected to his hive mind at the same moment that he
okay.
did. So it's just like this enormous amount of information and like all of these entities just seeing you, everything that is you, all of the things that you're ashamed of, all the things that feel monstrous to you. Anyway, all at once. And I loved him and he loved me, and that was just instantly understood in that moment. And then I died of that sickness, right, from having someone. And then I knew that he would be blamed for my death, and they would stop studying him and kill him, and there was nothing I could do.
And is that like a normal dream for you to have that happen? Kind of
Yeah,
like
kind of.
deep romance?
So then the clown from It, right? So if
Uh-huh.
you if well wait, where's my nerd toggle? If you know the lore of Stephen King, you know that she's actually a female. She's not a male.
Oh, okay.
So the deal is, she is like a giant worm thing from a horrible dimension that it hurts to exist in. And so the reason why she comes to Earth, right? She's a giant space spider. In a horrible vibrating orange dimension. And it's miserable there. And so she comes to Earth and she tries to stay there as long as she can. And the energy from consuming the children allows her to. And it's torture to go back. So I understand why. Bro, it hurts to exist in this dimension too. Yeah. I understand why she would want to exist here, why she would need to get out of there, why she,
Hmm.
people do all kinds of crazy things to escape torture. And so I was on a team trying to hunt her down and find a way to incapacitate her and or kill her, basically. And in that time, I got closer to her and I started to know her. And you know that she shapeshifts, right? She lives shapeshifting like different people
Yeah.
all the time. And we fell in love and we lived together, and sometimes it would be really good even for years, you know? Sometimes we would go 3 years somewhere and everything would be okay, and then she would start to phase in and out of existence and she would kill somebody and we would leave together. We would leave together. And I had completely cut contact with my team. It was like decades of us being in love together. Her taking different forms whenever we needed to run away, us both carrying that shame. And then my team got back in touch with me, and they were like, hey, we've known where you were this whole time. We finally found a way to kill her. And I was trying to keep her away from them, obviously. I was trying to keep on the run with her, but then she broke down again, and she killed a bunch of kids, and she was so disgusted with herself. And I was so horrified at what I had allowed to happen that I told her, they found a way to cure you so that you can stay here forever. I lied to her to get her there. And they strapped her to the table, and she held my hands and she looked up at me as they commenced the process of killing her. And she said, I understand. And then she died and I woke up.
Are you alright? Are you doing okay?
I don't know,
Like,
dude! I
are
don't
you
know!
fine?
I
Like,
don't
you need
know!
to
What's
like,
wrong
you
with
need
me?
to
I
talk
don't
to
know what's wrong
someone.
with me.
You need to talk to someone, bro.
Genuinely,
Like,
probably.
I would rather have the she sank to the bottom, like the pool thing where like the
No,
face
that's bad.
appeared.
That's really bad. I don't like that.
No, that I would rather have that than like all of that. Like that is a lot that you just described
Yeah.
to me. That is way worse than like the she sank to the bottom.
No,
Like
that's the worst thing
thing.
I've ever heard. I hate that so much. Stop saying
How?
it.
How is that freaking you out so bad?
It's so bad. I don't understand how
It,
you don't understand how it's so
here,
bad.
I wonder if I can send you. Hang on, I'm gonna send you the picture. Okay, that I drew. Like I woke up and immediately drew the picture. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah.
You need to see this. This is exactly how it appeared in my dreams.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm scared. I'm so scared.
It's not even that scary. It's
Dude,
just
this is
so
just
weird.
the Google search for cute pigeon. What's happening?
There you go.
Okay, there we go. No! Guys,
That's
this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's what
Wait,
it looked like. So
wait,
it
wait.
said the word she sank to the bottom. That's the giant pit, and then that was what the face looked like.
Guys,
It was
guys,
just
you need
that.
to see this. Well, wait, okay. Browse. And this one. Okay. Guys.
Hang on. I guess I could show it on my end too.
Oh wait, I gotta pull this to the front. I gotta pull this all the way to the front. Because you gotta be able to see this.
Here you go, chat. I'll show you.
Look how horrifying this is! You can't
This
tell
was-
me! She sank to the bottom!
That's what it
And
looked
then-
like, chat.
Bro, what's... Is that just a sad face?
That's what appeared. Remember, I told you that it had the face. So, like, here's the way it happened. I sank to the bottom.
That's
I
the
saw
worst
the
thing I've ever heard in my life.
I saw the hole in the ground, like the hatch, right? And I was staring into it, and there was nothing, and I couldn't see it. And then I looked up, and then the face slowly manifested in the murky water, and it just went. She sank to the bottom, like that. And then I woke up.
No, Bo, I'm gonna cry. You can't be
Why?
saying that
It's
before
not
bed.
that scary, Ellie. It's
I
not
live
that
alone.
scary.
The monsters are gonna get me.
Why is dream misspelled? Because I write these when I wake up the first thing. So I named
Oh,
this
because
one dream.
Bo's really dumb.
No, it's not. It's because I wrote this when I first woke up.
Yeah, you're not dumb, but it is funny that you're like very much not a book learning kind of person, and then you surround yourself with people who are very much book learning kind of people. Like it's very funny.
Yeah, it was. That was probably like the most confused dream I think I've ever had. Was the she sank to the bottom one? And
Yeah,
like,
that's awful. I hate
it's so
thinking
weird.
about that.
Because I don't remember anything that happened beforehand. I just remember the pool. I remember seeing it, falling in, seeing the hatch at the bottom, and then the face appearing and saying that, and then waking up. Like it's weird. Like what is my brain trying to tell me here?
She
You
sank
know?
to the bottom, dude. It's pretty obvious what your
who's-
brain is trying to tell you.
But who is she?
I don't want to know. These are the dark
Who is
questions you
she?
don't ask if you don't want to suffer. Dude,
Do you believe
dude.
that you're? Hmm.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you believe that these dreams are like Like, why are you so scared about the dream? It's just a dream.
Yeah, but that's a bad thought. I don't like hearing about it.
That's a bad thought.
It's a bad thought, dude. Upsetting to think about.
Maybe it
Lucid
will appear
dream,
some other time.
manifest that face again, and ask it.
I could. I wonder
No, you
what
can't.
I
No, you can't
mean,
get good.
I can't. But like, maybe I can practice. Maybe
Yeah.
I could ask it. I wonder what it
You
would
should
say to me.
practice.
The wife in the box one was also really creepy. Like a lot of my
Dude,
dreams are
that's
not
so
like
upsetting.
scary. They're so like they're just creepy. Like I don't understand like what was happening there. Cuz it was like I said it was old VHS footage and it was like I don't know. That one I still think about sometimes where I'm like what the fuck was going on there? Like what does the ending mean? Like I don't like why was there a wedding procession? Like why did they open the doors for her? Like why did she run crying? What happened in between? Because it was
Dude,
like
I do not know.
I think it was like the span of time is like what it was in between each VHS. Like it was like a different like month maybe or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, but that's my dreams. I think your dreams are
Highly
way
upsetting.
deeper and way scarier, to be honest.
I didn't think any of the dreams I talked about today were scary.
I think the ones that you told were like that's not scary in like a traditional way. That was like just a lot. Like you know what I mean?
Just a lot,
That was just
right?
like
Yeah,
that
my
was just a
dreams are a
lot.
lot. They're not scary. They're
Yeah.
just a lot. So,
Like it's
dude, the scariest dream I ever had. It doesn't even sound scary if I explain it, but it was literally just I was standing in the hallway looking in a doorway, and it was very dark in the room, so it was hard to make everything out. But there was like a big 4-poster bed, and at the foot of the bed, my sister was sitting at the foot of the bed, and a man was sitting next to her. And he was like an adult, like a man was sitting next to her at the foot of the bed. And then on either side of them there was like a dog sitting upright, and all of them were looking at me. And that was the entire dream. But it was the scariest dream I've ever had, and I can't even really explain it.
did it feel like you like okay, wait, was your sister awake, you said? Or
No, it was just like that was the dream. Was like there I was looking in from the hallway, and
From
there
the
was my
hallway.
sister sitting on the edge of the bed, sitting at like the foot of the bed with her legs hanging off. And then this man, and he had his hand on
What
her
did he
shoulder.
look like?
I couldn't really see because it was so dark in the room.
Oh, okay.
But it was just a man with his hand on her shoulder, and then two dogs on either side.
Do you remember the dogs? What kind of dogs they were?
Yeah, I don't know the name of the kind of dog they were, but I've seen it since. Not a Doberman, but that same kind of like sticky uppy ear, kind of big, but
Dude,
like
it's so
stock ear.
it's so crazy you said that because for some reason I immediately pictured a Doberman. Like I pictured like in your like I swear to God I was gonna say, do you mean the pointy-eared one? Because I feel like that's like that might I don't know. Isn't it like a thing in dreams? Like if you see like a Doberman or like a dog that's like isn't it like some kind of like old thing?
What is
Right?
this?
I don't know. I feel like there's
I'm
something about
googling
like a
Doberman in
hellhound.
dreams.
Yeah. That would I feel like maybe I'm thinking of something else, but
Wait, what does it mean to you? You have to tell me. I'm scared.
oh,
Please.
I mean, I just think that it's like a dark omen is the way I would look at that, right? Because I feel like if I saw a dog with pointy ears or whatever, yeah, the black dog. I don't think it's dream related though. Yeah, no, I think I just always for some reason in my mind it was just correlated to that to like something bad, like to see that kind of dog. Not that I don't like those dogs. I think they're beautiful.
No, they're
Like
beautiful
dogs,
dogs,
but like just if I saw it in my dream, I'd be like, that's a bad omen for something. I think.
have you ever had a dream within a dream? Like you wake up in the dream,
Yes.
but then you're still dreaming? Dude,
Yeah,
that's
I've had
the
a whole day
worst.
before. I had a whole day
The
where I went to
absolute
work
worst.
and I did stuff, and then I went home and like hung out and did stuff and played games, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up in real life.
A black dog in a dream symbolizes depression, anxiety, or fear.
Dun dun
Stop. You're scaring me. I'm
dun
scared.
dun.
Stop. I'm
Stop!
scared.
You're scaring me. Stop!
Stop
I'm scared.
I'm so scared.
Dreams are just dreams. There's nothing about it. There's nothing. It's fine. There's nothing about a dream. It's just your
Can
brain
you tell
being
that
funny.
I'm like looking behind me?
Yeah, I
I'm
can
literally so pathetic. I would not survive in the wild.
What are you scared about? There's nothing that's gonna get you. Ghosts aren't real. I thought you knew
You don't know,
that.
Mo. You don't know.
I thought you said you were very adamant about ghosts not being real.
Ghosts aren't real, but like, what if they are though?
Now would be the time for one to show up.
No, stop!
Wait. Oh, wait. I have one I can tell you.
What?
There
Talk
was
about okay.
No, I did get this one out. This one's crazy. I had a dream
Okay.
where I came to this room that I'm like in right now, and it was a
Mhm.
normal and everything, and then my computer flashed, like it like blinked, and in the
Mhm.
black of the monitor, I saw something standing behind me, and
No.
immediately in like every single instinct in me told me that if I turned around, it would kill me, but
No.
I couldn't let it know that I witnessed it. So I just had to keep on pretending that I was just on my computer and not looking like at the thing that I knew was very clearly behind me. Like I felt like I could feel it like lurking behind my chair, just waiting for me to turn around so that it could do something. And that was the entire dream. I don't remember if I ever looked at it or not. I just remember waking up.
Dude,
I've had that.
I had this one dream where like so when it was cold, I would often like sleep in the bed with my sister because like we were,
Uh-huh.
you know, kids and we shared
Yeah,
a room
that's fine.
anyway. So anyway, I had this dream that she like woke me up, but there was something weird and wrong about her, and she was like, "What are sevens?" And in the dream, I answered because I knew in the dream I was like, "They're a kind of demon," and she was like, "What do they do?" And I was like, "They hold on to you until you die." And then like I realized that she was holding me, and I like started to sort of try and get away, and then she wasn't letting go, and she just had
Oh,
this awful smile.
yo, that's kind of a badass thing though. Like not like it's scary, but like that's so fucking cool. That's like
Why is that cool?
That's cool. That's like that would be like something cool for like a D&D campaign, like a demon or whatever being like, what are sevens? And you're like, it's something that won't let you go. And then you like realize it's like wrapped around your hand and you're like, and then like
Um,
it just dude, that's kind of cool.
it,
That's cool, but like also fucked up.
yeah, it was awful.
I'm trying
Anyway,
to
now
remember
I'm sweaty. Anyway, now I'm
why.
really
It's
sweaty
okay.
because I'm
It's
shaking because
fine.
I'm scared.
I will say I had this one. I don't really get them very often, like ones where I'm chased. But like I have some weird like for example, like I said earlier, like the well like hitting the building and then me going in like this weird fucking dreams like that. Um, I had one where I was at my uncle's house and he has like a base like an attic that you have to like pull a string to get up into, right? Like the really really old ones.
Aw,
And
that's so
I
fun.
remember going up there and it was like a labyrinth for some reason. And there was like a little girl in there and
No,
she just kept telling me that she was lost. And I was like, I'm
no,
sorry, I don't know my way out either. And she just kept following me, being like, you know the way out, don't you? And I was like, no, I don't know. I don't know the way out. I was like, I'm sorry. And then I'd like make around the corner and I would hear her behind me. And every time
no.
I turned around to look at her, she's like, you know the way out. She just kept saying that to me. She's like, you know how to get out of here. How do we get out? She's like, you know out. And I'm like, I don't know how to get out. I don't
Well, that
know. And
at
like it
least
was like
doesn't sound
freaking
that
me out.
scary. Like that's
No, it
that's like
wasn't.
upsetting, but not especially. I'm
Yeah, but I
glad.
couldn't escape her.
Thank you.
Yeah, I couldn't escape her. I was just like, I don't know the way out. And then eventually I just woke up and it was like, all right, that's another one of those weird ones. But yeah, I don't like I said, I don't really like remember my dreams very much. Unless they're like really fucking weird and then like I wake up and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
maybe I should
Bo's
write
like
that
got
one
that
down.
southern charm, politeness, even in his dreams.
Excuse me, ma'am. Sorry, little lady, I don't know my way out of here either. I'm sorry.
Wait,
You're
that's so
feel free to
cute.
follow.
How come I've never
What?
heard you do that before? That's so freaking cute. Oh my
What?
god.
What? What was
Wow,
it?
that's just so cute. I just love that. I don't know.
What part was it? Was it the little lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what we say down here.
There was a guy from out west who went to my college, and he was like tall, and he'd wear jeans and a flannel, and he'd have like a big
Hell
belt
yeah.
buckle, and he'd have like his cowboy hat. He literally wears cowboy hat all around, and we would
Hell yeah.
laugh about it. We would sort of make fun of it because it's like, what is he doing? Like, why is he wearing cowboy boots like at college? And then one day he held the door for me to get into the cup, and he just looked at me and he was like, little lady. And I was just like, oh wow, this man could have my hand in holy matrimony. Like, wow. I'll never make fun of him ever again.
Yeah, that's very much a like a southern thing to do. Like that's the like hold the door. Like my father ingrained it into me that I hold the door for like
Alex,
people
thank
older
you
than
so
me
much for the
or
song.
ladies
An Easy
and things
Ranger.
like that.
Thank you so much for the follow.
And you do the white person nod. You know that one where you do like
The
the quick
white
nod of your
person?
head.
What?
Yeah,
You
that's
just
what we
like
call it
give
down
someone
here.
a little. Oh, I always
Like you
called that
ever
a hiker nod. Because when you're in the woods and you're like on a hike and you see another person coming down the trail, and you're just like, you just like give
my
that
friend
nod.
Cedric coined it for me. He said that's such a white person thing that you're doing. And I was like, what do you mean? Because like we were walking down the road and I would just make eye contact with someone and I just like nod my head at him and smile and they do it back. And he's like, that's such a white person thing you just did.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean?
It never occurred to me as a white person thing, but yeah, I guess maybe it is. Yeah, but I always thought of it as like the thing that you do when you're hiking and you pass someone going the other
Jesus.
way.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I hold the door open for everybody. Sometimes I get stuck holding the door open for a very long time because I never know when it's appropriate to let the door drop. If you've been holding the door, like if you hold the door for the person behind you and then there's a person immediately after that, you're not going to drop the door on them. But then if they keep coming and then you're just stuck there and you're like, I guess this is my job now.
Oh yeah, you just get stuck there forever. I remember I don't know if it's like just I don't know, but I remember maybe my parents ingrained it into me. There was a time where it was raining and I had to be like 8 or 9 or whatever, and we were at a grocery store and my mom went inside and an old lady came out and her car was parked next to ours and it was like raining really hard and she was trying to get groceries in. So like I got out of the car on my own will at like 8 and I like helped her put the groceries in for her while she held like the umbrella.
Oh my
Yeah, and my mom came out and like was
That's
like, I'm gonna cry.
precious.
She's like, I'm gonna cry because I was like, hi mom. I was like, I'm just helping this old lady get her groceries in the car real quick. I'll be right back in, I promise. Yeah.
Baby Bo is such a little gentleman. I love this.
I have videos of what I sounded like when I was younger. I have such a strong Southern accent, Ellie. It's bad.
That's
it's
so
bad.
good.
It's like it's a lot.
Can you do a little bit for us?
See, it's so weird because if I am talking in a Southern accent, it kind of sounds like this. So I'll be talking to my father. I'll be like, "Hey, how are you?" Like that.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
Hey,
He'll be like,
how
"Hey, how
are
are you
ya?"
today?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing good, Dad. Good to see you."
Good to see you.
Yeah, but it comes out a lot more like.
How passable is my Southern accent when I'm imitating you? How passable?
Do it again.
You gotta say one and then I'll repeat it.
Say Okay, here we go. Here's a good way to test if you're actually from the South or not. Let's say I'm gonna send you a message.
Okay. This is not what I asked for, but I will do it.
Well, no, I want you to say this in the Southern accent.
Okay. I feel like there's gonna be something funky with like choral instead of chorale.
No,
I feel
just
like
say
it's
it.
gonna be like the Southern choral.
No, it's okay.
Choral.
It doesn't matter how you say it.
Let's go down to the Southern choral.
Nope.
Okay, you say it.
Let's go down to the Southern choral. You see it? You don't say Southern. You say
Yeah,
Southern.
Southern. I said that.
Yeah, but no, you got to replace the R. You got to switch the R and the E. You say Southern.
Yeah, I
Not
said
Southern.
that.
No, you
Southern.
said Southern. I swear you said Southern.
Southern.
Not Southern.
Yeah, I
Southern.
said that.
Southern. No, you're saying Southern. No, you're saying Southern.
No,
not Southern.
it's there. It's just subtle. Southern.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's how you know that you're not from the South. That's what I'm saying. It's subtle. That's how you can
when
tell.
I say it normally, there's no I there at all. It's just Southern, you know? Southern as opposed to Southern.
Yeah, I got a Southern accent.
You know?
Yeah, but Southern is how most people say. Like, oh yeah, go down to Southern.
Yeah, but that's not
how you
what
can tell.
I said. I said Southern.
Guys, we roll back the tape.
I'm so
Roll
mad.
back the tape.
I literally said it.
She's not meant to be here. She's not meant to be here, guys. She can't do it.
I literally said. I'm confused. Am I not saying it now? Like, am I doing it wrong? Because what I'm doing now is what I did then.
I think it's the accent, really. I don't know. To me, it sounds different. I don't know. I feel like there's more emphasis on the E.
Versus Southern.
Southern.
Those are two different ways of saying.
I feel like you pronounce things too like sharply. Like
I'm
the
sorry, I
TH
have
is
good
pronounced
diction.
very
Put me
sharply.
in prison.
Yeah, see that's the issue. If you had good diction, you wouldn't be from the South.
Yeah, I'm not from the South. I'm from the Midwest, which sometimes people say that they can hear it in my voice.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
they have I feel like they almost have like a harder accent than like down here. Like the Midwest. Like it's almost like the Midwest is like a weird Southern. Does that make sense?
It's nothing like Southern. No. It's
No.
It's right up in the front of your mouth and it's very round. Midwest has
I
no
don't know.
accent? That's wrong.
What'd they say?
Midwest has no accent. Hilarious.
No, that's
Hilarious.
completely wrong. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
that is
me?
such a lie.
You know what I think of when someone says that? You know those videos of the girls that are like telling where they're gonna go for college, and they're
Yeah.
like showing them, and they're like, "I'm going down to New Nebraska. Go Bears or whatever," right? And
Go
I'm like,
Bears.
yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck did you just even say to me? Like that was not English. Like that's the Midwest, right? Like that, guys. Does anyone know that video?
That's like Western. That's like it's hard to tell from what you were doing. That could sort of be Appalachian, but I would consider that like
Here,
I would consider that like Montana.
Louisiana State. So maybe that's more of like a maybe that is
Maybe
more
that's Southern. Yeah, no, but yeah, no. Midwest is it's influenced by all of the Scandinavian settlers. So it's yeah, they invented words like oh, you know.
Oop.
It's all
Oop.
you know.
You know, don't you know?
Well, that's not Midwest. That's like,
Canadian.
That's Canadian. Although
Yeah, don't you know?
The middle Canadian accent and the Midwest accent are pretty similar, which makes a lot of sense when you think about where they are. But yeah, a lot of what people think about as a Canadian accent can kind of also be like a Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah. There's a Midwest accent. You can't convince me there's not. Plus, people say all the time, like, "Oh, Midwest girl from the Midwest." So, like, you know, I assume
Midwest girl from the Midwest.
I assume that people can tell.
They point fingers at you and go, "Midwest girl from the Midwest."
Midwest girl from the Midwest.
Get her.
No, people
don't let her escape.
On TikTok especially, people will comment on my clips. They'll just be like, Midwest accent. It's like, yeah. But I live in New York now, so.
You heard my mom's accent, right?
Apple.
Remember that one video?
No, yeah, my mom has like the cutest accent. It's so precious.
She has. It's so like I'm a little bit worried that people might not be able to understand her when I bring her on. Like I'm a little bit worried because she gets carried away and she gets excited. She'll like jumble her words together to a point that we've had people before be like, I actually don't know what she just said to me. Like I legit had no idea what she said to me. I just smiled and nod. But like I can hear it perfectly, which is so interesting to me. I don't know. Accents are so fascinating. They really are. Also, we say yeah, no a lot. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody does that, though.
Is that a thing? I thought that was like an Australian thing.
This is the thing. It's like Australians will say like, oh, it's an Australian thing. The yeah, no, and no, yeah. But like, everyone does that. I don't know. Like,
I'm glad you said it because I've been thinking that for such a long time.
Right? Australians have just been claiming this, and it's like everyone does that. Everyone
it just feels like a recent thing too, right? Like where they're like, oh yeah, that's our thing. And we're
it's like, ours. We invented that.
What do you mean? Like
you definitely didn't though.
Yeah, apparently they say it's yeah nah. That's the Australian thing.
Well, that's kind of the same, saying it with an Australian accent,
right? I don't know. I'm glad you said it because I say yeah no a lot. Someone's like, oh, he must be talking to an Australian, and I'm like, no, I just think people do that to kind of like it's a weird like conversation bridge, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be like, I'm still talking, but I don't know what I'm gonna say yet.
No.
It's what no
exactly.
is. Yeah. Which that's like there we go. The word it's to prove that like I still have words I want to say, but I can't think of them right now. I wonder if any other languages do that. Oh, if that's just like an English thing.
What do what?
Do they have like bridges to be like
stuff like that? Like
yeah, like I know in Japan they have I can't think of the word, but it's like their version of
Yeah,
right?
I mean Mandarin has one, but I'm not gonna say it on Twitch because I might get reported.
Yeah, let's not do that.
It sounds a lot like a slur, which is like super unfortunate. It's gotten a lot of people in trouble. But like the way that you just kind of go like in Chinese in Mandarin is like it sounds a lot like a slur.
Yeah. I was my heart dropped. I thought you were about to say it.
No,
my heart
of course
actually
not,
dropped because you were like you went. It's like and I was gonna be like, don't. I was about to be like, Ellie, don't do this. Don't say it.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Why would you be like, Bo? Can
I
I show you my social security number? It's really
funny.
I
did actually send you my social security number.
Yeah, you did. And I was like, so I don't know what your impulse control is.
That it was good.
It was very good. It was good. Yeah, but I don't know what your impulse control level is. Yes, it is the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic, Ellie. I guess, but on the thing of that, there's a guy I watch. He lives in like New York. I guess he doesn't anymore, but he used to walk around and speak Mandarin like very fluently. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, I have
he's
no
like a
idea what that
YouTuber.
means.
He's a YouTuber that just can speak Mandarin or like learn a lot of different languages really quickly, and he just kind of goes around and speaks them like in New York.
Okay, because for a while you were just like, there's a guy in New York who speaks Mandarin, and I was like,
No,
yeah,
my
dude,
bad.
there's like a lot of them. There's like
No.
several.
No, he's a YouTuber, and he just like records people's reaction of him being like, "Wow, you speak Mandarin like very, very fluently." Yeah, Zhao something. I probably didn't say it right, but
Xiao.
yeah, he's very, very interesting to watch. It's so cool how people's eyes light up when you speak their language. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so cool how
Oh,
instantly
sometimes,
connected.
dude. I've never had anyone have that reaction to me speaking Mandarin because my Mandarin is like pretty messy. My accent is pretty bad, and so like when I speak Mandarin to people. And the times when I've tried, like if I see someone and they're lost, right, and I'm like trying to help give them directions and stuff, they do not have that response. That's like what everyone says. Like if there's so many like comedy bits about people being like, yeah, if you speak Mandarin to people, then they'll be so excited that you responded in Mandarin when they were talking about, and that's not my experience.
Yeah, I
my
tried it
experience
once.
is they'll be like, wait, you tried it?
That's what
But
I
you
got
don't even
too.
speak Mandarin, do you?
No, when I in high school I took Mandarin for 2 years.
Well, but then you
And
probably didn't have a lot to say, did you?
well, we had basic conversation stuff or like, things like that, but we went to
Would
a
you like to go see a movie?
yeah, basically
I
things
am
like
wearing
that.
orange.
I basically introduced myself in Mandarin, right? And the person gave me the most disgusted look I think I've ever seen in my life because I think I butchered every single syllable.
Well, wait,
And
give it
like
to us. Give us that.
no,
Give us
no, no,
that.
no.
Hello, my name is
I
Bo.
absolutely
Do it.
refuse.
Do it, coward. Come on.
No, I actually don't remember anymore. Oh, it's gone. Uh-oh.
You know
Anyways,
how to say hello.
yeah,
You
maybe.
can
I
do
don't know. I
it.
forgot. Damn, that's crazy. My brain just I can't think of it right now, Ellie. That's crazy.
God, you're such a coward.
Thank you. But yeah, no, it did not go well because she took us to a restaurant that she eats at. And they all speak Mandarin there. And she's like, "This is your practice for the day." And I was like, "Oh God." And they're like, "Order in Mandarin." And I was like,
I can't imagine anything crueler to do than to bring an entire class of high schoolers where people are just trying to eat and just be like, "Be free, my children.
Yeah,
Go
be free, my
bother
children.
these people.
Order food. Do it." And I was like, and then I waited for her to leave, and I was like, "Okay, so I think I want this and this," and I just said it in English, and they went, "Oh, okay." And then I ordered the food, and she
Yeah.
came back, and I was like, "Yeah, I did that. I ordered in Mandarin." And they're like, "Wow, that's so good of you, Bo." Completely lied to them. They also
Living
gave
means
me like green
welcome.
tea
Thank you for the
once.
follow.
And like I've never drank green tea before.
Wait,
And it
what?
was yeah, so we brewed our very own like green tea or something like that. I can't remember. But we did something like that, like of a kettle, and I never had it before, and it wasn't for me. But I didn't want to upset our teacher because she was really proud that we all did this together, and so I drank like the whole teacup like very, very quickly, and she saw that I did that, and she figured that I liked it, so she kept pouring me more,
Wait, you
and I
don't
was
like
too.
tea? Who doesn't like tea?
No, I like tea. I just didn't like green tea.
But green
Just
tea
the
is
flavor
like the
didn't sit
best
well with
tea.
me.
That's weird. And like black
I don't
tea
know.
is the same plant as green tea. Like black, white, and green tea. They're all just the same tea plant. It's just
Oh,
that they're prepared different ways.
I'm just built different. Anyways, that was the worst.
The leaves are picked either when they are immature, when they are fully mature, or they are processed first.
Actually, so she kept
What?
nothing.
What?
Nothing. It's fine. So I kept drinking the tea, and she just kept giving me more, and I didn't know what to do, and so I ended up drinking the entire like pot that we originally made. Basically, like everyone else was still sipping theirs, and I was like almost done with like I think I had about 8 different cups, and she was like, "Wow, you really, really like that one." And I was like, "Yeah,
just
it's
stop
great."
drinking it.
I should have just said something, but I was like, I wanted to be polite. So I just kept sipping away. She also brought in suckers that had like insects in them and
Suckers?
things
You
like
mean
that.
lollipops?
Whatever.
You just
Lollipops.
said
Yeah, lollipops.
suckers?
Yes.
Suckers? Oh my god.
What?
Suckers.
That's what they're called. They're suckers.
Hilarious. Go off, whatever.
What?
But yeah,
What is that like? Is
they
that not
got
a
bugs
thing?
in them.
I call them suckers too.
No,
Okay.
no one calls them that. No one
Yes,
calls them
we
that.
do. Yes, we do. If you came down here to the south, you said, "Hey, can I get a sucker?" They'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about."
Ah!
It's what they call them. They call them suckers. I promise
I think
you.
if you said that up here, you'd get punched.
Why? Oh, cause sucker punch.
Yeah.
We call them that where we're at. Okay.
Y'all are crazy. I've never heard
They're
that in
just
my
called
life.
suckers.
They're
Really?
lollipops. Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're suckers. If you come down here to the South, you're gonna have to call them suckers. Ellie loves
I
to Tuesday
refuse.
bully Southern people on stream. Thank you. Yeah, I know, Harley. I don't know why she does this to me. She loves the. It's like
Y'all need to
no
be
one calls
less
soda
weird.
pop.
What?
No one calls soda pop. I refuse to believe that it's everyone calls it soda. I've never heard someone
So-
call soda just the word pop.
I guess for me, it's like if it's like a specific kind, if it's like a brand name soda, then it's soda. But if it's like store brand, then it's pop. I don't really know.
What?
That's what I'd say. Yeah.
That's a Midwest thing, apparently, is to call it
Oh,
pop.
really?
Yeah. I've never
Yeah.
heard anyone call it pop. If someone
So I
asked me to
always
bring
think
them
of
a
like store brand is pop, and then like if you have like the good stuff, you know, if you got Sprite, that's soda. But if you've got like buy right, ultra cheap family size cola,
now we're
that's pop.
talking. That's my kind
pop.
of soda.
That's pop.
That's my
So-
kind of soda. Yeah. I've never heard anyone call it. My dad did when he first came down here from Baltimore. He called it pop.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, people say it.
Like that's like my uncle won't call me Bo because he's from like the north. He says it's too much of a country name.
What does that mean? You don't get to choose someone else's name because of where you're from. That's
he
not
said
how
it's
it
too much.
works.
He said it was a country name, and he's like, that's too southern. That's dumb. Your name's not Bo. And I was like, oh. And so he calls me by like a different name.
You can't just decide to change someone else's name. That is so funny.
It's really funny. It's like he still to this day refers to me, and I can't call him. So I call my Uncle Bill. I go Uncle Bill, but I don't call him that. I call him Tom. I go, hey Tom. Like I have to refer to him as that because he doesn't like being called Uncle Tom.
Well, yeah.
Why? I get called Uncle Bo.
Bo,
Uh-huh.
you know that there was like a book written called Uncle Tom, and it has like a whole bunch of cultural associations and a meaning beyond. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm starting to understand why he didn't like that. Okay. See, no one told me this. So, like, why didn't they tell me this earlier? Anyways, so that makes sense now. Now I know. Now I'm gonna be like, hey, I get it. I get it now. I understand.
You're just gonna walk up to him and be like, I understand.
Put my hand on top of his. I understand. I get it now. I'm so sorry.
So, on that incredible note, I'm looking at the time. It is 10:30. I am so tired.
Ellie's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here after that. Ellie's like, I gotta go.
So, here's what I'm wondering. I think I'm gonna raid Buki. It's been a little while for me. Who are you gonna raid?
I have subathons going. I can't leave.
Oh shoot! Right, yeah, you're here for the rest of your life. I should just raid you then.
Mhm.
I'm gonna raid Bo.
Oh, okay.
Y'all are
Only if you're
stuck with
sure.
him. Have fun. You're all stuck with Bo. Okay.
Hi.
Do I still do the whole like one viewer ready to raid when you're raiding it to you guys?
I guess that's up to
so
you.
funny. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Oh my god, guys, there's this streamer, Your Average Beau. I feel like you guys would really like him. He does kind of weird stuff, but I like him anyway. Okay. Let's go, everybody. 1 viewer ready to raid, 74 ready to raid, 106 ready to raid, 158 ready to raid, 206 ready to raid, 255 ready to raid, 290 ready to raid, 293 ready to raid, 294 ready to raid, 295 ready to raid. Okay, everybody, are we ready? Let's go hang out and post subathon together. Okay, good night, everybody.
Good night, Ellie. I'll let you go since I'm continuing streaming.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye,
We'll
dude.
talk to you again soon, all right?
Mhm.